And who do we got in studio, Jimmy?
Tristan Wilds, who came on in season 4.
Yes, sir.
And I couldn't be happier right now because Tristan and I were talking during the break, and I'm like, were you a fan of the show before you actually auditioned and got on it? And he said, yeah, man, but when they killed Stringer Bell, and up goes another one down. He immediately.
I'm trying to avoid spoilers right off the bat. And I already know Omar's going to be dead eventually. Stringer Bell is going to be dead.
Yeah.
Wonderful. And Jimmy's just getting me back because when we talk about Lost, Jimmy will throw his headphones and cover his ears so he doesn't hear spoilers. So he's getting whatever.
So yeah, that really was. Now you play Michael in season 4. And how did it come about that you got the part? Because you had a great role. It's almost like in a weird way like a Michael Corleone thing where you start off as this sweet kid and you become really like this person capable of murder, like really detached.
Yeah, well, actually, when I first auditioned for the role, I auditioned for, don't laugh, I auditioned for the role of Randy, the snitch.
In season 4 there was a little snitch who was certainly not the character you are.
So I auditioned for him, and I guess they liked me enough to call me back for another role. So they called me back for the role of Michael, and they picked me. But playing that role, man, it's just like you said. It was like a kid who seemed like he was just real cool, real quiet, just take care of his brother, all of that, and wound up, I don't want to spoil nothing.
No, just go.
Let it rip. Wound up killing people,
Yeah.
So
it was a great scene because he plays a guy. The mother's a drug addict and horrible, and the stepfather's in jail. And the stepfather comes back, and the reason that the character Michael gets into the working for this guy Omar, Marlo Stansfield, who becomes the new kingpin, is because there's No, I don't want to get into it, but once Stringer Bell is dead, just things change.
I'm going to take a walk down the hall.
And all I'm going to say is this: just look forward to Marlo. You got something great to look forward to.
All right, very nice, good.
And there's an implied sexual abuse. He's got a younger brother, and the stepfather comes back to jail, and there's an implied sexual abuse that you obviously suffered, and that the kid's about to suffer, and so you go to these guys and basically give them you if they will kill him.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow.
It's a really intense. It's one of the best beatdowns ever filmed. Was when.
Yo, I remember I was on set that day, and I got to watch it. Man, like just watching Banga, who plays Chris, just watching him beat down that character. Everybody on set was just like, "What? Wow!" Like, how do you? And because they had like a doll to act like to show his face because they couldn't really beat down the real guy.
No, of course not. He beat him to death.
So they had a doll there, and when I tell you, Bango wrecked this doll's face, like his jaw was pushed back into his mouth. It was crazy.
And there's a character, Snoop, who's actually her name is Felicia Pearson, I think, and she was a real Baltimore problem. Like, she was like, I don't know if she's a drug dealer, but she came from the streets of Baltimore.
Yeah.
For real?
Exactly. Yes, that
hardcore.
They based her character, the character of Snoop, off of her real life. She got out. She went to jail for whatever she did, and she got out, and she changed herself. So then they were interested in her story, so they bought it, and they bought her with it, so she could tell it.
And there's
Nice
you have a very powerful scene. You might want to cover your ears.
Yeah, please.
I already read it on instant feedback. That's another one down.
First, before I get to that scene, let me ask you a question. When Omar got killed, I was shocked that they did it.
You were?
Couldn't believe. Yes, I wanted a gun battle. I never realized what a Hollywood ending horse's ass I am until they shot Omar, and I'm like, all right, look. Bring him back next week. I'll forget it ever happened. I'll let it go. I don't need consistency. Just make him walk around again. You couldn't believe he was dead because it was before it was supposed to happen.
You were hoping for a dream sequence.
Of course, I would have accepted.
Oh, okay, that was a dream.
Cheesy,
right?
Or if he would have just got up and went, I'm back from the dead. I would have went, it could happen. It could happen. We don't know anything.
You just wanted him back.
No, actually, I honestly, I didn't think it was like, it didn't shock me, because last season when I went to Marlo and I asked Marlo for the thing for the the thing that he did for me.
Sure, yeah.
So,
which was to kill the stepfather. Yeah.
Exactly. His boyfriend was looking out the window, and his boyfriend said, "Who is that?" And Omar looked out the window and said, "He's just a kid." So that shows you that he just underestimated kids.
Yeah, very true. Very true, because there was and that little kid, Kennard, who shot him. Oh, was he a psychopath? You could just see him in different scenes. Wasn't he like calling him a gimp when he was limping? I mean, he was shot by a little kid, and you never did you know that was coming in the script or no?
Honestly, I didn't know, but when I seen it, I wasn't surprised. I wasn't surprised at all, because of how he didn't back down and how he was following him during the I think it was episode 8. You just knew that something was going to go down.
Well, see, to you, though, it was just Michael laying there. Like, look at Michael laying there with the makeup on his head. For me, Omar had just been shot. Yeah. It ruined my week. I was really, really, but it also, to me, saved, like, the integrity of the show is completely intact, because that's what had to happen. He's not a superhero. He's just a guy who robs drug dealers and who's as vulnerable to being shot as anybody else. And it really, to me, made the show. That cemented it as one of the greatest shows I'm ever going to see, because they killed a guy I loved before they could have let him go on.
Yeah.
And they didn't. And then you in the week after, what a great scene you have in the truck.
Oh boy.
With you don't want to cover.
Opie.
He shoots. Now, did you know you were going to wind up killing Snoop or no?
Honestly, I didn't. And when we did that scene, I kind of had a little problem with it, because my first season, me and Snoop, we really got close. Like, she's my big sister to me. Yeah. So to actually go through with that scene, it took a lot out of me.
Yeah.
There was the line to me that it was such a great way to do it. They just know how to kill people. I know we don't have that one. I should have asked you to get that one, but I didn't think to get it. Was Tristan and Michael and Snoop are in the truck, and she's taking him to be killed.
Oh boy.
And
yeah. Oh boy.
And he knows it. So he pulls a pistol on her. He's like, "Pull over, I gotta take a leak." It's like The Godfather when Clemenza shot. Pull over, I gotta take a leak. And she's a hardcore lesbian, and she doesn't play games with guys. And you're pointing the gun at her, and then she just kind of looks away, and she's like, "How's my hair look, Mike?" And you're like, "You look good, girl." And you shot her. And it was such a bizarre piece of dialogue. Do you have any idea what they were doing? I have my theory, but I want to hear yours if there was a reason for that.
I mean, I honestly don't know. You'd have to ask the writers, but my theory behind it is, like, this is Snoop knew what was going to go down. They knew what they bred, because that's what they did. They bred me to be this way. So they knew what they bred inside of me, and she knew what was going to go down. So her last moments were trying to feel like a girl. So how does my hair look?
Yeah, something nice, right? Just wanting to hear something nice. Wouldn't it be funny if you asked the writers, and they're like, no, she was just concerned about her hair.
She improv that.
Yeah, she
just wanted to know how her braids look. That's it.
Hey, it was wanting to feel like a girl, though.
I got a general question, because I really don't know
you
your role. Not yet. But general question. A lot of people, actually, this is coming in. A lot of the actors don't seem like actors, like they're real street thugs. What's the deal with that? Did they get a lot of guys from the hood, or maybe saying the hood is pretty white to me. I don't know, but from the streets,
there are a couple. I can't say that they don't, but there are a couple people that are from the streets, and there are a couple people who are actually actors who are just tremendous actors, like people who you would think like Wood Harris or the guy who plays Stringer Bell, Idris Elba. You would think those dudes, oh my God, these dudes are actually killers. Oh my God, Omar's really a killer. When really you meet these guys in the street and they're real actors. They're like professional actors. They do this.
So you're acting since 2003. I was reading in your bio.
Yes, sir.
And what do you got going on now? I know you have other projects. You're gonna get a lot of work out of that.
Praying to God, but I just finished a movie. It's called The Secret Life of Bees. Me, Dakota Fanning, Alicia Keys, Queen Latifah. Etc.
Very nice. Wow. Bubs has entered the studio.
Andre Royo has just...
No, it's Bubs, bro.
Yeah, I got lost in the streets.
And looks like the rehab did you well, man. You look really good.
He has all his teeth. You look great.
You look great.
That's the first thing I did when they yelled cut was go brush my teeth. Get all that makeup off.
Can I ask you a question? I've been wanting to ask you this too, because a buddy of mine was in season 1 and 5. Was there a story where did a guy actually, a drug addict, actually approach you in the streets and hand you drugs?
Yes.
What was that? Cause
it was during the first season, and it was in the later part of the show where I had been out and about doing a couple of scenes. And I was at the bench looking really, really messed up. Just found out that Keema Greggs got shot and wasn't going to be there. And I guess my emotions, or I emoted it. I was walking back to my trailer, and some fellow junkie just came up to me and was like, "Yo, you look like you need a hit," and handed me a tester. And I was like, I didn't even know, you shake so many hands, you say what's up to people. He gave me a handshake. I went in my trailer, looked down, I was like, oh, I just got the street Oscar. I just got the official. You're doing okay. Everything is doing good. You official junkie of the streets.
And you, by the way, besides being a brilliant actor, man. I mean, it's frightening how good you are. You blog. I love the fact that you were irritated, and you should have been irritated at the way. Has The Wire ever won an Emmy?
No, we've never even been nominated. No. It's not even about the winning. Like we just want to go to the table, get some free champagne, swag bag,
and just a little acknowledgement that you're doing something pretty cool.
It just from the first season to the fourth season, it was just weird. We really loved the fans and the audience that's out there. Really are true dedicated fans of the show. But it was just a little weird that from every paper, from the Village Voice to the Times, was like, we're the best show on television, or we're one of the best shows on television. But from the SAG to the Golden Globe to the Emmys,
sometimes even the NAACP,
never been nominated for really? Best ensemble, best drama, nothing.
I wonder if it's
That's
because
so weird. What is that about? You think?
No, we could talk all day.
Yeah.
No,
so many reasons, so many ideas. Conspiracy theories, or just reality of it's. We're talking. Our topic is too real, or too in your face and abusive, or is more than 4 black people on the screen and they don't know whether they're watching HBO or BET. They get a little confused. We don't if you don't shoot in New York or LA, you're considered outside the margin. Like if you shoot in Baltimore, it don't really count. Like when it's just so many. Maybe the judges are just a little too old for the show. They don't really get it. I mean, there's so many different.
It's mind-boggling to me. I mean, I can't believe with the work that's been done on the show. I mean, it's sickening to me. I'm not saying that. I'm sure Kiefer Sutherland is great, but it's terrific. He saves the world. There's no way that sissy is better than you. There's no way. It's an impossibility that he pulls off more than Michael Williams. I know the Cops. My favorite cop is Bunk. I'd have to say he's my favorite.
Wendell Pierce. Yes.
What's your favorite? What's your favorite scene that you've done in the series?
That I've done?
Yeah.
That's a hard one, man, because, Bubbles, I don't even remember. Just being so into it. If I think back to favorite scene that really bugged me out, where I knew this character was crazy and, the writers was wild, would probably be when I was on the roof and I really fished down with the little fishing line. I grabbed a bag of drugs from a tire, and I fished it back. And, I did it, and I felt real Little Rascals. I felt real like, this is crazy. And then to talk to one of the creators, Ed Burns, and everything I've done on the show, the real, Bubbles was a real character. And he said that this is how desperate or how fiend out they were. They were geniuses on how to get high again.
The scene is you're on a roof, Bubbles on a roof, and the drug dealers don't hold the dope. It's always like in a tire or somewhere, so they can't get possession. So he fishes down with a take it easy. I like pictures too, but it's like flash.
No,
it's like he chased Diana to her death a few years ago. Is Bubbles on the roof, and he lowers this fishing wire into.
It's a great scene.
Oh, you saw that one?
Yeah, absolutely.
He picks the dope up.
Yeah.
And it's just, and then he and they see it.
They see it, and I run downstairs in the high, and I see these other cats getting beat up,
horribly beaten.
And it's just
they thought it was him.
Yeah,
right?
I'm just like, that's really messed up. I'm out.
Yeah.
So it was just deep on understanding that you look at these people and you kind of you're very dismissive about their mentality because you just think, they're junkies,
Yeah.
But there was the street smarts on how to survive and how to make sure you get high. They put some thought process to it.
Absolutely.
It was amazing.
Bubs, I'm a new fan. I'm on season 2. Jimmy turned me on to it. I'm like, yeah, whatever. The Wire. And I finally got it for Christmas. And I last night alone, I watched 3 episodes. And all I want is for you to clean up your act and just walk off into the sunset.
Me too.
And you get close.
I've been wanting to get clean for a minute just to get a girlfriend. Just to get a girlfriend. I've been trying to get clean.
Because you're so lovable as this character. Like, you just want good things to happen for Bubs. Yeah. And I just know it's not going to happen. I'm not dumb.
Well, let me just say that Bubs has a few really bad things happen to him. It doesn't go well for Bubs.
I understand that.
I go through it a little bit. Just a little bit. Yeah.
But let's just say that things may look up at one point. I don't want to blow it for you or anybody else that hasn't seen it, but I've been watching it, so let me say I'm really happy with the way things are working out for you in season 5.
Thank you.
Well, now I know it lasts till season 5. That's good.
Well, you have to think, though, would they have Andre out doing press if he didn't? They would never, like, there's no way they're going to bring out, like,
no dead guys do press.
Yeah, you can't. What that now? Also, it says you question, because I do the same thing, and Ope admitted that he did it. You question every year this new storyline they had. Like, what are you guys thinking? Yeah. And then when did you finally realize, like, okay, they kind of know what they're doing?
You never do. You never do. I mean, the 4th season when Tristan and all the kids came through, we were at first. I mean, the Wire has always been on the cusp of being canceled. Every year they go. At the 3rd season when we was done with the Barksdale storyline, they said the show's over, guys. We find something else to do. I moved to L.A. The show was done.
Wow.
I was testing. The show was My Name Is Earl. Tested for that, and it got to a point where they were like, "Oh, you got to choose." David Simon called up and was like, "Listen, you can do what you want to do, but I think we're gonna get picked back up. Come back down, or go do your thing." And I said, "I'm staying with the Wire," and they're like, "We're going with the kids," and I was like, "Oh, they turning this into Fat Albert. Oh, no. Oh, this is going to be bad. This is a mess. We screwed up now." Because you just feel so, you really don't want to disappoint your fans. And it's such a show that the fans were dedicated and really sat through and watched every episode. And they get, to watch the storyline from the beginning to end, you feel, like, you invested this time into the storyline. Mm-hmm. So when you switch it, you feel like, oh man, they're gonna be disgusted. Yeah. And when the kids came through, it was fantastic. And even after the 4th season, where we blew up, where the critics were like, oh wow, this is the best show on television, one of the best shows on television. Come to the 5th season, you still doubt it, because then I went to Ed Burns and David like, how do we do better than 4?
Yeah.
And these guys, I don't know if it's the money or the intelligence, they just have an ease about them. And he was like, well, better is the enemy of good. We never try to get better. We just try to consistently be good. And you're like, whatever. Just write some amazing stuff. Because I didn't even think the newsroom stuff was going to be great. I was like, we're going back into the office, a different office. Yeah. It's going to be talking heads. And then, as I watch it, I'm a fan. We have a cast of like 40. So I don't know what everybody else is doing. So when I sit down and watch it and I look at it, I'm like, these guys are brilliant.
Were you sad Omar got shot?
Was I sad? Yeah, of course. It's so many different reasons, because it's like, a fellow colleague. Mm-hmm. First of all, it's an actor who just lost a paycheck. Mm-hmm.
Only 2 episodes, though. He didn't miss a lot.
Yeah, you just feel it. You just feel like, oh, wow, man. Somebody else got shot. And Omar, me and him have a connection, because me and him were both like on the cusp of our own storyline. It was like the bad guys, the cops, and then it's Omar and Bubbles who are going through their journey. One is Robin Hood, and one is like the junkie Little John, running around. We both were told at one point in the beginning, we don't know if you're going to be around. Maybe 7 episodes, maybe. And 5 years later, still be working. So when he got shot, it was just like, oh, they got you too. Nah, yeah, you got done in by the Wire. So yeah, it was sad.
We have to wrap because
unfortunately
we get shut off at 9:00 here. The season finale, the series finale, which I hate the fact they're ending it, and I respect the fact they are, because they're going out with still a brilliant, powerful show.
Well, you got to think movie now.
With who, though? They're all dead.
Bring them all back.
What happens? This is going to be like a bunch of 3 guys left in the Wire.
Yeah.
I hope you make it through the final. I certainly hope you do.
Thank you very much, man.
It is this Sunday night at what time?
At 9 o'clock.
Oh, 9 o'clock. I was up by 90 minutes.
10:30.
What's that?
And if you miss it at 10:30.
And it's an extended.
Yeah.
It's longer than the hour.
Is it really?
It's an hour and a half.
I'll be watching episode 5 of season 2, so, you know.
All right, no doubt.
Well, you got the newbies out there, too, getting the box sets and getting turned on.
As long as they're watching.
Yeah, right on. And we also got to promote The Wire and All the Pieces Matter, right? Features 5 years of music from HBO's acclaimed drama, The Wire. The CD includes 35 tracks featuring local Baltimore artists, 4 versions of the opening theme song, including the Tom Waits original, and dialogue from the show, available from Non-Such Records.
So the series finale this Sunday, 9 o'clock on, of course, HBO. Tristan, Andre, I'm a tremendous fan.
Yo, thank you very much. I'm a fan of you, too. Don't sleep. Lucky Louie was a hot show. Yes, no
Damn.
doubt.
Thank
Me
you.
and my wife
Gets
watched that. Like,
props.
that is us all the way. Look at this show.
Thank you. The critics ignored us, too.
They did, man. They did. You had a hot show, man.
Thank you very much.
They should have got a second season,
They
don't you
definitely
think?
should have got a second season. No
Hey,
doubt.
you just made his,
My
not even
year.
day, his year.
Because no one
You
I
have
love
idea.
ever recognizes me. It's always like, all right, you'll sign this for you, stupid. So thank you guys for coming in, man.
No, thank you for having us, man.
Thanks.
Absolute pleasure. All right, guys, we're off to XM.
See you tomorrow.
Yeah, that's what we say. And here we are at XM Satellite Radio. We love when we invite the guests over to XM and they actually take us up on it. Sometimes they're like, yeah, whatever, dude. You know how fucking famous I am? I don't need your shit.
We get a polite handshake and they just say, all right, and they take off and they leave it to publicist.
And we got 2 very famous guys that said, you know what? I don't have the attitude. I want to come and do more radio, which I think is really cool.
I just feel like, this is Andre from The Wire, Bubbles, and I just love talking to our audience. They sat there for five seasons and watched us. So when we get a chance to talk, we're going to let them know how we feel. We're going to say we appreciate y'all. And this is like, being on cable right now because I can say fuck you and, and I won't get beeped.
No, you're not going to get beeped. It was funny when you mentioned that you were a fan of Lucky Louie. Jimmy's whole attitude changed. And then we wrapped up the first radio show, getting ready to come over to XM. And Jimmy's just hanging with these guys like, he's just hanging with his HBO colleagues. Also, it wasn't like Jim, the radio guy, is like, me and the boys, we're going to hang and just kind of talk shop in the hallways of
He's
K-Rock.
part of the HBO fam. Because Lucky Louie, like a lot of shows on HBO, it was pushing the barrier on what you see on regular television and taking it to the next level. And being honest about a lot of relationships, you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
But, when I have sex with my wife, every once in a while she says the same thing. Okay, let the doves go.
Yeah.
Let the doves go. Let's get it done. I got Project One Way on TiVo, and I don't want to fucking... I need a little energy to make me a sandwich.
Just get it over with already.
Yeah, I mean, Lucky Louie to me was like a real honest relationship, with the cursing and with the, attitude of, it's a struggle. Falling in love is hard, but staying in love is a whole lot harder.
Yeah. We had just an amazing conversation in the halls of K-Rock before we came over, and I was asking Bubs, if he's getting more work, and I don't know. You said some really cool things actually, because you're part of the Sarah Connor Chronicles. You had a couple episodes there, right?
Yeah, I had a couple episodes, and Sarah Connor, like I said, television has a lot of great shows that serve their purpose. That some shows entertain, some shows just make you forget about your problems and laugh. And coming off The Wire. You read these scripts from David Simon, Ed Burns, George Palacano, Richard Price. These guys really articulate a character's arc with many layers, and you see different sides of a character. So when I went to Sarah Connor Chronicles, I read the script, and I'm happy to be working. It's great working with the green screen, and Terminator is a classic in my generation. But I can't for the life of me understand why my character keeps shooting at the Terminator with a 9mm. I know it doesn't work. I know it doesn't stop the robot from coming. And every scene, we just stop popping him with a 9mm. Like, one day it's going to change. And
you're like, oh shit, this would never happen in The Wire.
They change it up. They would do something that would explain why he's shooting it. Maybe he's a little stupid, and you realize that. And 2 seasons before, you find out he didn't go to school. And,
In The Wire, Omar would fuck him and then take his dope and fucking shoot him.
Teach him how to whistle. It's just,
And then you mentioned Law and Order and said it would be played out different in the
Law and Order.
well.
Law and Order has been the staple for any East Coast actor on the come up. You had to do Law and Order. They really implore, give us a job. They really make sure that actors are always working, but doing it. You know, there was a scene where the cops come in. It was law and order, criminal intent. I'll put you on blast. It was a scene where the cops come into my house, and I have a loaded gun, and I have a murder weapon in my house. And when they come in, I see the hallways clear, so I ran out. You know, and they yelled cut, and they were like, "Look, we're not as smart as The Wire." Okay, when our cops show up. Just put your hands up and get the handcuffs on. Forget about a chase scene. Forget about the rights and all that. Just get arrested.
But I can get out of here.
Yeah. Unless you put a patrolman right outside, I'm gonna run. And they were like, "Yeah, well, no, we're not doing it. Just move on. We have to get to the lawyer part of the show."
Yeah.
But yeah,
people are bitching because we started this show late. But the reason is we forgot we had another show to do. We're just hanging out with these guys in the hall.
Yeah, just
rapping,
chit chatting. Forgetting we have a job
just
to do.
Chit chatting like, oh yeah, we have somewhere to go. Shit.
Yeah, we got people that pay for subscriptions, and we're just like, fuck it, put them in replay for a few minutes. We're chatting.
We're chatting with like guys we admire.
It's actually got to be hard for you because, like Tristan, like you played a guy who just became bad and started shooting people.
Yeah,
but it's got to probably be harder. You won't be as typecast, I think, because you were so defined as like a drug addict, man. It's like. It's going to be hard. Are you be typecast, you think?
I'll tell you why he's not, because like he looks completely different. You know what I mean? Like he's all cleaned up and has a different look than what you're used to from The Wire.
I do, but I mean, the rule of thumb in the movie and television entertainment is you're only as good as your last role.
Exactly.
And the weird part is, I like to take credit and really understand that yes, I played this character that was very, very difficult, very hard, but we all did. Tristan is not a killer. Snoop is. Everybody are not doing things that they used to do, and they're acting. And for people outside, when they see me, the first thing they're excited to have my teeth. They're like, you got your own teeth, or your skin looks so good. I mean, it's a compliment to my job as Bubbles. But yes. After the first season, the first fucking scripts I got was cocaine, methane, ecstasy. The business, they don't really gamble as much as they should, or they bet on sure things. If they know you play a good junkie, they're not going to offer you the cop role. They're not going to offer you a lawyer.
Exactly. They do the same thing with me, like all the time. Like I can't tell you how many scripts I've gotten, or how many people ask me, why don't you play this gangster in this TV show? I mean, you play such a good gangster on The Wire. Why don't you come over here and shoot a couple people for us? Yeah. I'm like, come on. Like, I want to be a college student.
Out, right?
I want to be something else.
You can't tell how many scripts you've gotten. I can tell you how many I've gotten. None. I've gotten none. Could you play at fucking anything? I've gotten none. It's audition like the rest of them, shithead. I get
basically
nothing.
What Jimmy's saying. He'll play a pervert for 100 different people. 100 different shows. I mean,
I'll never get a script as a real actor, man. I admire real actors. It's fucking.
I don't know. You were a real actor. You did a great job in your show. I don't.
They said just basically be a douchebag, and which was kind of easy.
Kind of him.
Just being me.
And no stretch there.
But we comics typically are fucking awful. We had one of our comedian friends, Rich Voss.
Good.
And Chaz Palminteri comes in and does the show sometimes, and we had Voss surprisingly do a scene. I just watched it on YouTube last night, or on a radio, and it's just great to watch your friend attempt to act with a real actor, and he was awful. He was even worse than I thought.
We should explain this further. These guys would appreciate it. So we tell Rich, because he keeps telling us how he auditions, and he's not that good of an actor, and he gets nerves and stuff. So we set up a scene where he would just read with Jimmy from a Bronx Tale.
Right.
But he doesn't know that we got Chaz right outside the door.
Oh, man.
And all of a sudden, at the last second, Jimmy does the old switcheroo, and Chaz walks in to do Jimmy's role. This guy, Rich Voss, I don't know if you know him, just pretty much shit his pants like, holy fuck, you guys suck.
I read with Chaz one time. I did a table read. It wasn't an audition. It was just a table read. And I was... Fuck, you've never seen worse acting. I mean, I was so nervous and bad. It was like, it was like me, but I couldn't even be me. I was just horrendous. I had to do 3 different roles. So I was like, if I'm nervous reading off a script, Voss is going to be petrified.
Yeah, absolutely.
Standing there. So it's very intimidating to work with.
It is. I experienced, on the come up. I mean, I'm an actor. I did a little theater. I was doing like bit parts here and there on my way. My first studio film was Shaft. And I booked the job, and I was happy, and I walked in, and Sam Jackson is, he's sitting there. And it had to be my worst experience of my life because, I'm Cuban, and I couldn't get my accent right to save my life. I was so nervous. and my accent sounded like I was French. My father and my whole Spanish side of the family just ostracized me and said, "You're a disgrace to the family. You sound like a nervous Frenchman."
Oh, you're Cuban for real?
I'm Cuban for real, but you couldn't tell in that movie because it was just the experience of just walking on the set, just feeling the bigness of the movie of a movie for the first time. Shook me out my pants.
How was Sam Jackson?
Great. I mean, he's just real natural, real cool. Like, what you so nervous about, man? You're making money. Just act, dog. Just act, and you just don't believe it's that simple. All of a sudden, when you look at him and think about his path and his career, it was just that was one of the great things about The Wire first season when everybody came for the first table read. There was no big star. Like, you just recognize cast from auditions or cast walking around, maybe a movie here or there, but everybody was just like, what up? You think this show's going to make it? I don't know, man. It's a pilot. You got paid, right? Well, listen, whatever it makes it or not, at least we got our check. Let's move on. And I think we saw the first episode together, and we didn't think the show was going to make it. We thought it was just a bunch of talking heads, real slow. We didn't believe that the audience was going to really accept a cop show that was stressed out, for one case, 13 episodes.
Yeah, no kidding.
I thought they were so used to the whole hour remedy of it being over in an hour to have them sit there and really, watch that kind of a pace slow down, that slow. We thought they were going to, cancel us. And
speaking of which, you were saying some interesting things about the Omar character. Like, everybody wanted to be Omar.
Yes, I mean, Omar, I mean, fuck. And playing a gay guy on TV, you get nervous. You feel like, you think about typecasting.
Right.
And, so a gay guy on TV, you're not going to work at all unless you play gay. And, Michael K. Williams, I knew him from Brooklyn, a great actor. And he jumped on board, and I was like, how you feel about playing this character? And, first thing, of course, is, I got a job. I got a job. I'm going to do the best I can do. Whatever happens after that is whatever. I'll deal with it when it comes. But, he was nervous. And then I think, David Simon and Ed Burns, the way they introduced the character was brilliant. Because when he first came out, he was just shotgun, trench coat, blasting everybody. And I remember when the episode started showing, I walk around, all my boys, everybody's like, Omar's the toughest dude on this show. That's my man. I'm Omar. I would do the same thing. And then the fourth episode, when he tongue-kissed his man, I walk around like, you Omar, right? That's you, right? And they were like, I didn't know about that, man. Nah. But it was too late. You already committed and said, you was in love with Omar. So you had to really accept, everything about him and realize,
just everyone going around, man, I wish I was Omar.
Yeah.
Tough guy.
Right. They all just dropped their jaw like, oh my God, it can't be. Why did you do that to him? It can't be.
Hey, did they tell him that they were going to make him gay? How great is that if, they give him this fucking great role, and then in season 4, right? Wait, there's a typo in here. It says I kiss him.
Do I kill him? Is this kill? This can't be fucking kiss. Nah, they told him. I mean, they were, it's just, when I first got the audition for The Wire, and they told me they wanted me to come in and audition for a junkie named Bubbles, I didn't want to do it. I thought it was like Pookie. I thought it was like, Huggy Bear. Not that they weren't great characters, but I just felt like I don't want to play into that stereotypical role of being this cliche comic relief. And I think a lot of actors felt, when you met David Simon and Ed Burns and our first producer who passed away, Bob Colesbury, when you met them and they talked about the show, you kind of realized that they were taking a different approach, that you were not, you were not going to be playing just a one-dimensional character. And I think all actors just fell in love with that.
Yeah.
They fell in love with the opportunity to really play a three-dimensional character.
Where's the red hat?
Man, they got retired, man. They got retired.
Do you have it, though?
Back to
I let you have it?
I don't. I had it, and we had like a big big fundraiser.
Yeah, the elephant.
Ella Thompson.
Ella Thompson Fund. Yeah.
And we auctioned it off.
Did they sell the hat?
How much did the red hat go for?
I don't even remember.
That was a big thing in season 1 for the people that aren't, totally.
It went from the red hat to the goddamn shopping cart. All of a sudden, that was the signature.
Wait, you used the red hat in the 4th season also, right?
I used the
for
red hat.
For Bodie and Lil Kevin, right?
Lil Kevin, that's right. It came back. It came back. I mean, the red hat. Again, for the first season when Bubbles is trying to identify the bad guys to the cops, he put the red hat on.
The cops are on the roof watching, and he's going, "Whoever I put the red hat on,
that's the main dog.
Is a fucking main guy in the crew."
Yeah, take a pic.
I laughed at it. I thought it was crazy, but then talking to Ed Burns, who who knew the real life Bubbles. Bubbles was his CI. Everything was true. Everything that Bubbles does on the show is something that Bubbles did in real life.
Oh, did you ever meet the real Bubbles?
I didn't meet him. He had passed away before I got cast. Yeah. But it was amazing because they said that the real Bubbles was like 6'4", 200 pounds, like a big dude. Huh. And when I auditioned, they were like, you don't have the physical, look of Bubbles, but you have the essence, and you're doing a great job. So they cast me. And, later on, I wonder what the essence was of a junkie that I had. I was fiending for a job, and I brought that into the room. But
came into the room scratching. Listen, guys.
You gotta hire me. Come on. Yeah. I can't go back home to my lady, bro.
I throw the subtitles on, by the way, for The Wire.
Yeah,
really? Oh, yeah. It makes it way more interesting because I just think you guys are messing up words and stuff. And like, no, damn, they're speaking a crazy language here.
The language of Baltimore slang, yeah.
Baltimore slang and just that youth, the streets.
We take the Amtrak down to Washington, D.C. every once in a while, and it goes right through the heart of like that area of Baltimore. And wow. Yeah. Have you guys walked around there?
Yeah. I mean we shoot right on location. Like when we say we shoot right on location, like people actually invite us in their house to have chicken and potato salad with them.
Yeah.
Like, we're right on location. Like, everything you see on the show is everywhere we're at.
Yeah, we drive on the train. You just pray that they don't stop and those doors open. I'm not even joking because it's like, wow. It looks like it's just abandoned streets, but you see you see the satellite dishes and a car here and there, and you're like, people are really living this life. Living in this area.
The first time I heard about the Wire being in Baltimore, I've been down there to do the improv, and which is no longer there, and it's in the Inner Harbor. So you think, it's this nice little Inner Harbor area, and then you're like, oh yeah, there's more to Baltimore than a little friendly Inner Harbor with a little seafood. Have a crab salad, would you?
Yeah, Baltimore. I remember the first time, I'm from the Bronx, and you get this attitude of I've been around any kind of neighborhood. I'll adapt. I'm cool with it. And I went to Baltimore, and when the first day of shooting, we went into actual projects with all these trailers and all the cops and all this attention. Drug dealers was pissed off. They were shooting in the air like, yo, you're bringing too much fucking attention to my business, dog. Get the fuck out of here. What's the wire? What is that? What are you guys doing? And they shot in the air, and it was definitely a relationship that we had to get with the city.
They were shooting in the air while you were filming?
Yeah, they was like, yo, just get out, man.
I heard one story from Bodie, J.D. Williams. He told me that there was this one scene. I mean, I think you want to cover it. The one scene, it was Marlo's people versus Avon's people, and it was just a big shootout. They was all shooting down the street. They told me that actually, like, when the gunshots stopped, they were like, all right, we don't, like, our guns are stopped shooting. Why is there still gunshots? And there were people, like, really down the block, really shooting back because they thought they were getting shot at. So it was just a big gunfight, and everybody's like, all right, get down. These are real gunshots.
Is that when a little kid got shot? When a little girl got shot?
Yeah, that's
a little boy?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Wow, it was really uncomfortable. I think it was one of the season opening.
I learned more spoilers in the last 15 minutes.
Yeah.
And then, like, I go from the other place to here, and I decide I got to go to the bathroom. I'm in a stall, and I'm still getting spoilers. Master Poe walks in and gives another one. I'm like, I'm not even safe in the stall from the Wire spoilers.
Yeah, Master Poe is is the guy outside.
Our trained killer.
Yeah, he's kind of got like Omar's coat.
Yeah, see, he looks very scary.
And Omar's lifestyle.
Yeah.
He's our security guy. He's a major problem. He's a really a murderous guy if he fights.
Yeah.
And he was like a little kid when I walked in. Wire's my favorite show. And then he starts talking to me about a scene that I discussed with Tristan. I'm like, well, you're listening to the interview? We covered that, you fucking lunatic. Yeah. So I'm surprised he didn't. Did he hassle you guys on the way in for pictures or any of that stuff?
No.
He gets too excited to actually listen. He gets excited that we have certain people on our show, but he doesn't. The excitement is at a level where he doesn't actually listen to the people he's excited about being on our show, if that makes sense.
ADD.
Yeah. Tristan, are you related to Jay-Z? What's up with that? I know you're in a... Well, I got to bring it up. I know you're in a Jay-Z...
Yeah, I'm in Jay-Z's video, Rock Boys, but I'm not really related to Jay. He's like an uncle to me, but
it's coming in
really
a lot, so I just had to ask. You just know him pretty well.
Yeah.
It's not a bad guy to know, right?
Yeah.
How much
not
ass?
a bad guy at all.
How much ass? I have to ask. Since the fucking, I mean, you're a married man.
I'm a married man. I'm not even allowed to watch Jay-Z videos. It's just all over. Why hurt myself?
So, he's 19 years old, Tristan, and you'll be 20 in July. I know.
No. I'll be 19 in July.
Oh, you're only 19?
Yes.
Oh, well, somebody should be fired for that shitty prep sheet.
I'm 18
July
right now. July 15th.
Okay. I'm almost excited because I'm July 19th, so I figure we have something in common.
I'm July 17th.
Yeah, Kansas in the house.
Crazy now.
That's very weird.
You know how it is. All three actors of similar ilk. Yeah, sure. You know, men of the HBO family.
That's right.
So, do you have a girlfriend, or are you out just anything that fucking walks?
No, I'm not boning anything that walks right now, but nah, I don't got a girlfriend.
So let me rephrase that. Anything that's not fat that walks. Whether you have a bona fide part in a hit show, and especially the Jay-Z video, which will probably get you more ass. Because I imagine like a lot of chicks with big tits are not watching The Wire as much as fucking 40-year-old fucking mediocre men like myself. So the fucking chicks are going to come from the Jay-Z videos.
I don't like to discuss politics at the dinner table.
There you go.
Very Godfather of you.
Very smart. Very smart. How'd you get into acting? Would you get through school or just like?
Yeah, actually, it was through school. You know, I was doing a whole lot of school plays and stuff. I saw my brother. He started acting first. He was on a couple things. You know, a little bit of TV shows. He was on the movie Bullet.
Wait, was that with Mickey Rourke?
Yes.
Okay. Tupac, yeah.
Tupac, and actually that was Michael K's. That was Michael K's first movie.
Oh, really?
Yep, it was his first movie.
Tupac's brother or sidekick, or whatever.
It was his brother.
Oh, okay.
So after I seen that, I decided I wanted to start getting into it too. So you know, I did everything I had to do. There was a talent search, and right on 42nd Street, and thank God they picked me.
He was in a movie that got great reviews. Not a lot of people saw, unfortunately. Half Nelson.
Yeah, Half Nelson.
That was one of his first major roles, right?
Mm-hmm.
It was a great movie.
Yeah, that was fantastic. Ryan Gosling was no joke.
Yeah, Ryan Gosling. When I tell you, he killed that role, man. Like he.
What's the movie about for the people out there? Just
for the people out there, he's Ryan Gosling plays a teacher in a middle school who's struggling with a drug habit, and he befriends this little girl who's getting pulled into the drug game.
Well, so she catches him getting high.
She catches him getting high.
Yeah.
It's a weird thing how they become friends, but they become real cool at the end. And I don't want to tell too much.
An urban take on Miss Crabtree. A different look at a teacher-student relationship.
Yeah, he's getting high in the locker room or something. She happened to be in there or whatever and catches him. And now she knows a dirty little secret, and he's like this teacher that everyone just adores. And then she's getting pulled into the drug trade, like he was saying. It's a really good movie, man.
And isn't it funny, like when you look at racial differences, like you mentioned Bullet, and I go, it does star Mickey Rourke, and they go Tupac.
Yeah, right.
But I actually I don't even think I've seen the movie. I remember it.
I was ready to say Steve McQueen.
Bullet.
Oh wow, that's true. Oh, we have black, white, and old.
I gotta ask you guys too. Before you came in today, I was talking about Maury Levy, the lawyer.
Yeah,
is Maury his first name?
I think so, right? Or Levy? I know Levy, the white lawyer, Jewish lawyer there that's getting all the guys.
Maurice
off.
Levy.
Yes. Is he like that in real life? Because I was telling Jimmy, if he actually came in for an interview, I would probably jump up and try to strangle him. I don't like him.
No,
I hate that
real
guy.
Sweet dude.
Really?
Just
soft-spoken and just like.
No, that's funny.
When they yell cut, he'll be like, I don't know, was that a good scene?
Yeah.
Was it alright?
Did I do okay? And like,
really?
Yeah.
He plays such a prick, man.
Isn't he Nina's?
He's one of the producers' brother.
He's close.
Real close to the family, but he's a great dude, man.
Great. Man, just great.
His character's great because I hate him more than anyone on TV right now.
Yeah, he really is a fucking swarthy. Oh, that's a great scene too. In that Omar scene in court, when Omar calls him out because he's also profiting on the drug trade. And that's a great scene in that court scene. We're talking about that a lot.
I got a shotgun. You got a briefcase.
Yeah,
we're doing the same thing. Yeah.
With what is the worst tie ever put on television? He's wearing in that scene the fucking worst tie. YouTube, and I know you don't want to buy the DVDs, but if you want to just watch scenes from The Wire, like if you want to watch this great scene, of course you don't because you haven't seen it. Where where Tristan. Where Tristan fucking blasts Snoop. I mean, I saw it, And I wound up going online when I was by my computer just watching that scene again and again. It was such a weird gentleness in this murder. I mean, that's what's so good about it. Whereas The Sopranos was so fucking great, but The Sopranos never moved me. I was telling them these guys, like, I never cried watching The Sopranos. Not that I ever did watching your show.
You need some tissue? You didn't get
a little watery eye when they dragged Adriana in the woods? That was the first time.
Absolutely.
When they grabbed her out of the woods.
Oh, that was brutal.
I got a little watery eye.
That was brutal,
No,
man.
only because you didn't fuck her. I was like, I have to see her naked once. No, I didn't. I'll tell you what made me, the times I got misty-eyed in The Wire. When Omar got shot, I'm not going to lie, I fucking was very depressed. And there's a scene that you have in a rehab, which was fucking, it was only a moment. It was like at the end, they always end well. It was fucking horribly depressing. I'm like, ugh, why do I like this show? I feel like shit. I'm just sad. I want to curl up and hug somebody.
The writing is, the writing has been fantastic. After the first season I watched, I read the whole script. I was like invested into what's going on. And after the first season, I said, you know what? I'm just going to read my parts because I love sitting in front of the TV and watching everybody else and see what they're going to do. And it's a part of, it's a chance of being part of the show and being a fan at the same time. And there's just certain scenes where I just was like, when Kima Greggs got shot, and saw how everybody else reacted. Yeah. I almost broke down in tears. I mean, there's so many moments where Randy, when he's yelling at Seth, you're going to look out for me? Detective, you're going to stand up for me? And just seeing his, I mean, it was just, there's certain moments that you just, you look at it and you just get dragged into the reality that there are people out there who live this life. Yeah. Who this is the choices that they were given, and it turned out badly.
You ever want to go to the creator and go, come on, a couple more years. What the hell are you doing here? Come on, we're doing good.
Yeah, we got it nice here. Come on, help me out.
I don't, because 5 years of a junkie is enough. I'm ready to get cleaned up. I'm ready to stay clean. But David Simon he's a novel writer, man, and from day one they saw it in a 5-season arc. Yeah, and he's very happy that everybody started catching on. But to him, it loses its potent if he drags it on. If he just says, okay, I'm just doing it for because the audience wants it. It's not hitting his point. He wants to get it, right? Tell it, and then say, you think about it. You put that book on the shelf, and then whenever you want to go back to it, you take it off the shelf. It's out there, yeah.
Well, by killing off Omar, he admitted that he did that in a way like he's like, and it wasn't some hipper than the room shit. He was like, this is an angry show. This is not necessarily about giving you the big shootout you want or whatever. It's about. It was just very realistic that they did that. And as much as I hated it, to me, it's like it cemented the integrity. It's like I didn't want that to happen, but it kind of had to. So there's no chance. It's like killing Henry Blake after fucking. First season. Fuck him.
Well, we got to take a break, and we should get you guys out of here. We really appreciate you coming over for another segment.
Yeah,
man.
hell yeah,
Thank
man.
you very, very much, man.
Anytime.
Are both of you guys in the finale?
You gotta watch.
All right. I'll spoil it. They are, because they were both in the one before the finale. So if all of a sudden they weren't there, it would just seem really weird. Yeah. So like, what happened to Mike and Bubs? How they just went on vacation together? Contractual issues. They're in fucking St. Bart's while everybody else gets shot in Baltimore.
They're on a gay cruise.
Exactly. They felt so bad about Omar.
They celebrated. We had a dance. We had a dance.
Guys,
whatever.
That's why I said the season
I was going to go with the gay cruise a little longer, but
the series finale is this Sunday night on HBO at 9:00. And you said it's an extended one?
Yes, sir.
Hour and a half.
Oh, excellent.
Nice.
Yeah. So, if you're a fan of the show, if you're not a fan of the show, go out and get the DVDs. I know we spoiled every
absolutely.
fucking night.
I think I'm going to watch Sunday and then just save 30 hours of viewing time.
You'll have to watch up to that. When I watched The Sopranos, I knew Big Pussy got killed before I ever saw an episode, and I still love his character.
I'm sorry. I haven't seen one episode. No, I think it's better, though, at this point, if you haven't seen any of The Wire. Right. Because now, I'll watch it, because I'll watch all the box sets, and I won't know who the hell you've been talking about, which will be kind of cool.
There you go.
So, because now Opie's watched enough where he knows the names.
Oh, fuck yeah.
And it's going to be like, he's just be going, oh, shit. Fuck.
Although, to me, Tristan is like just a stranger. Like, you could be like any dude in the studio right now, and then his part's going to pop up and go, God damn,
that guy was in the studio.
Son of a bitch. Yeah, and he's really pissed off.
And he's such a sweet boy when he first comes on. He's so nice and pleasant and eager to learn some boxing. And then what a fucking murderous motherfucker.
But he's been smiling the whole time, so I assume that smile turns into a pretty serious look, right?
It's great. Yeah, it's a really, really hard. Not a bad guy, but just a guy who becomes a killer and is comfortable being a killer. It's really a great transformation.
And I should have said that because I know you from Half Nelson. You did a fine job. So fine job.
Thank you.
Well, thank you for having us.
All right, guys.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for coming in, guys.
Cool. This was
Definitely.
a
Very
nice
cool.
thing for us. I appreciate it. We'll continue in just a bit. Let's go to Howard in D.C. Howard.
Boo. So why is it the fact that if there's ever a black entertainer or black, like, music or something we're listening to that Andy shuts up? He hasn't said a word to Anthony.
What happened?
Yeah, you're awfully quiet when we interview black guys.
No, not at all.
Is it the
it's just,
racism?
unfortunately, yeah, I'm very racist.
I'm very psyched. We have Isaiah Whitlock from the Wire, of course. You prefer the Junior, or should I leave it off?
You can put it on.
Okay, Isaiah Whitlock Jr.
Thank you.
I'm going to attempt Benga. How do you say the last name?
Akinabe.
How do you say it?
Akinabe.
I actually just tried to do an impression of him saying his own name, and I screwed it up.
Yeah.
Who play Clay Davis and Chris the Assassin from The Wire. And, man, I am really a tremendous fan of this show.
Yeah, can I
Great,
say something really
thanks.
fast? Because you got two different fans here. Jimmy's up to date, and he's going to be watching the series finale on Sunday on HBO. I'm on season 2.
Wow.
Now I know you. I don't know you, and I met him, and I have a feeling I know exactly what role he's going to play.
Yeah.
I have no doubt about it that you're a badass mother effer. I don't know what season, but I have no doubt in my mind.
Season 3 is when I start.
Yeah, Jimmy says you're just huge, and I can't wait to get to your part.
What he just did right now, I've never seen. It's a smile.
Yeah, okay.
I've never seen you smile before.
That's funny.
When Tristan was in yesterday, we were talking. One of my favorite scenes in the entire series is when you beat down his stepfather. He's one who was beating the stepfather to death physically.
Right.
This kid's stepfather. And you're beating him, and it's a savage beating. And as you're beating him, you watch this and you realize this happened to him, to you. Like this abuse, this assassin.
Right.
There's
There's some kind of sexual abuse thing, storyline.
It never gets said.
Yeah.
It never gets said. It's done in a look and then in the beating.
The writing on that show
passion in
is
the
so
beating.
subtle. Exactly. I mean, it's unlike any other killing that Chris does before. You know, he's very cold, methodical, and here he just snaps. And it's just the writing is so good, they don't spoon feed it to you. It's like very subtle, and they don't mention it again. Either you get it or you don't, and they move on.
Yeah, they really do. Just they skate right by it. And of course, the only person I think who's probably like a swarthier on the show than you has to be the senator.
Yeah.
Which
I felt sort of slighted when he said, I can look at you and see you're a badass, and I thought, well, okay, all right. Like,
You're a smooth ass.
Yeah, right.
Very smooth. Very good.
Still an ass.
Yeah. Shady smooth ass.
we had I don't know. I wish we had more time because we had Jamie was supposed to be in today, and he wound up doing another interview. But I had clips of him, and we had a great clip of you just talking to the mayor, describing how you will accept money.
Hey, I got that. Why don't we play? I think we have time.
You want to hear that?
This is Senator.
It shows you exactly who Clay Davis is in the show.
Yeah, Senator Davis, of course, played by Isaiah Whitlock Jr. Here you go.
Money laundering? They gonna come talk to me about money laundering in West Baltimore? Where do y'all think I'm gonna raise cash for the whole damn ticket? From laundromats? From some tiny-ass Korean groceries? You think I have time to ask a man why he giving me money? Or where he gets his money from? I'll take any money if he giving it away.
Well, I don't want to know.
I know you don't want to know, but I'm scratching and clawing to get it done for you, Clarence. For you and me and the rest of the team. And who comes through my door but a Baltimore City police looking to get up into my about it?
Man, you didn't know about that.
I'm sorry, I got to leave up out of here before I lose my damn mind.
Nobody know about that.
You want to run a campaign with my money pillowed under your ass? You need your people to back the up, Clarence.
Wow. Oh, man.
You just are fantastic. This is drug dealer money he's talking about. Do you think I have time to ask where it comes from? There's bushels of cash being carried out of the projects with bodies piling up.
Yeah, it's got cocaine over every dollar bill.
Just a casual conversation with the mayor of Baltimore.
You're acting like it was a slightly misappropriated fund. He's the dirtiest son of a bitch in the entire show.
Yeah. And a badass, see?
Yeah,
Now I could say badass.
Right.
But it really is amazing how interesting they've made this politician. Like they've taken every character on this show, and I know I obsess over the show because the fact that it's never won an Emmy, it's just embarrassing, and it's almost better that it's never won because it just shows you how awful the Emmys can be. I mean, Sopranos is a good show, but I mean, there's no one on that show to me that with the complexity of what happens on the show.
Yeah, absolutely.
I agree.
Now, are you allowed to say what happens in the final episode?
I can't.
Of course.
You know, I mean, it would just. I mean, sometimes when I talk to people, you know, and I start talking about certain things, and I'll say, "Oh, you know, I had to go and get this guy to be like my lawyer," and they say, "Oh, so." Why'd you need a lawyer? That means you got indicted. That means that this is going to happen. So I usually just try and say nothing.
Are we going to get a big wow at the end of the show, or a
that's it?
You're not going to give us a Sopranos ending, are you? You're not going to be sitting there eating onion rings at the end of this damn thing, are you?
Well, if it worked
that was good how you slipped that in there. You know, like,
I want you guys to go out in a bang.
I hope so.
Were you surprised Omar got killed? Did you guys? I mean, were you shocked when you saw the script? Like, wow, they're really not going to allow this final gun battle to happen.
I was surprised. Like, the actor in me, because from the beginning of me being on the show, everyone's like, it's going to be you and Omar eventually. And I just saw that coming. But the writer in me is like, this is fascinating how they did this, you know. It was fascinating.
It's amazing what Marlo, who is his boss, who's the boss of Chris on the show, what a sociopath. Like, you didn't think it could get any worse than Barksdale or any of those guys, or Weebay, I think his name was on the first season. Yeah. And man, you bastards roll the law, and they're just the worst people alive. I mean, they shoot you without a facial expression.
I thought the way they took out Prop Joe was one of the coldest.
Oh,
it was,
damn!
You know, to tell a guy.
He's on his second season. He's on his second season.
Oh, wait a minute!
I love that it's getting ruined for him.
I totally forgot.
No, but they just took him out. He had a cup of coffee. Yeah. You know, they took him out. Look, that's all I was gonna say. You know,
of course. They had to beat him.
My father.
Tristan sat down yesterday off mic. The first thing he said is, "And when they kill Stringer Bell," and he's like,
I'm on season 2. Stringer Bell's still alive and well, brother.
And running things.
That was the clip I had them pull, actually. To me, that was, I mean, the scene that you guys did in the jail cell where he say, "My name is my name," was a very intense scene. But that scene with Prop Joe, which was like the only moment of compassion in any way, shape, or form he shows in the entire series, was "Close your eyes. It'll be over quick." That was like his idea of being gentlemanly and
nice.
He respected Joe, other than the shady stuff that Joe was doing. He respected Joe's position. So he's like, this was him respecting that. And close your eyes, you know, because when you play this game, you got to know that, you know, any minute, anywhere, anyone can take you out. It's not a minute. It's not about like this is unfair. This is unfair. This is part of playing the game. You know, you're complicit. So yeah, it was wild.
So obviously, Marlo, I know I saw in the coming attractions. I saw the coming attractions because I'm on demand. I was always watching a week early, and then they make me wait now for 2 weeks. They show that he's out of jail. So I mean, I'm hoping something kind of goes down with him. I mean, I know you can't say exactly what happens.
Marlo ends up running for mayor.
You know what? Look, Marion Barry won. That wouldn't actually.
That's true.
That wouldn't actually be too big of a stretch.
I'm working on an Obama Davis ticket. Obama Clay Davis ticket. You know.
I can't tell you how this show has roped me in, and every angle they cover, it's almost like your storyline as this dirty senator is as interesting to me as the drug storyline. The newspaper one I like, but I much prefer you guys because you have been watching since day one, and you know for the last
it's what with the
seasons.
politics and what's going on in the police department. A lot of it's the same stuff that's going on in the streets. Yeah. They just happen to have badges and positions in City Hall. I mean, same conversations, a lot of the same back dealing. It's crazy. We're talking about it off the air. How he said some of the same things in dealing with the mayor, and that excerpt that. Some of the kids, when offered drug money, ended up saying, you know, just taking this money and moving it around, this and that. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. You guys, 5 seasons?
Yeah, this is the 5th season.
Yeah, 5th season ending. How do you feel about that? Yeah, I mean, I'm sure you'd like to keep working on it, but, you know.
I sort of feel like, you know, you reach that point where, you know, it's time to move on, you know. I mean, sure, you know, you love doing the show, you want to do the show. But when all things come to an end, and when it's time to go, you got to go. I'm glad we're sort of going out. What I feel is on top. Where people didn't like get tired of the show and say, went on like 2 seasons too long. But the big difference to me was that we didn't like get canceled. I mean, the show came to an end, so it wasn't like you walked in and it was like, oh my God, I don't have a job. You had a whole season to say goodbye to everybody.
Don't say that too loudly. Because that happened to someone in this room. On the same channel that you guys are on too.
Okay. All right.
Lucky Louie, but
I watched the show.
Thank you.
I watched it.
Okay, we'll leave it at that. I've seen you. Period. That was a semicolon.
Yeah, Jimmy was hoping like a hand.
You know what? I don't even watch comedians, but I stayed up and I watched like your special.
Oh wow, man! Thank you. It's funny. It was
and still waiting for the end.
No, that's okay. Just the fact that this ruthless psychopath knows who I am. Which, anyway, we again, we're sorry I made you guys wait. It was just Geraldo was there. We were running a little bit late. But we have The Wire series finale, by far the best show on television. I mean, it's by far, the Emmys are just a completely irrelevant award.
Completely agree with
Jimmy. Not being nominated. It's just revolting that's not being nominated.
That's on them,
It just stinks.
It's on them.
Just stay at 24. Is he going to save the day? Little drunk driving twerp. The Wire, best show on television. Series finale. The whole season is on demand. You can get it on demand. It's 9 o'clock on HBO. And just go get the box sets because it really will. You cannot stop watching the show once you start watching it. We thank you guys so much for coming.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, it's great. And we're off and running. Very good news. The guys made the walk.
Yes.
The guys from The Wire made the walk, which we're very happy about because now we're done with that bullshit radio show. Now we can get into some shit. But I was talking to Benga after the show, and I'm like, come on, he's a nice guy. I can tell. And I'm only 2 seasons into The Wire. I'm like, how could this guy be a badass? Look at him smiling.
You're making me laugh.
He probably likes going and seeing chick flicks.
Yeah, right.
Yes. He bought 2 FIC, the director's cut.
That's what's going to be fun for me, though, because like I said, Jimmy told me about The Wire, and I'm like, yeah, I'll get to it. I finally got the box set, and I'm hooked, and to the point where my girl is really frustrated because I'm like, it's Wire time. Sorry. I'll be in this other room for the next hour and a half to 2 hours. I got to get at least 3 episodes in tonight because I'm trying to catch up fast. And I obviously know him because he's in the earlier, seasons, but I don't know you at all. So when he pops up on the screen and he's gonna be this badass, gonna be like, wow.
There's just something really, really detached and frightening about his character. It's like the new crop of guys that they bring up, whether it's him and it's Marlo and it's Snoop, it's really, really, they're murderous people. I mean, whereas like, with Barksdale, you feel like, well, he's got some kind of a code, he's a warrior, and these guys are just cold-blooded. Ruthless murderers. Which, look, that's the reality, I've heard. I'm a suburban idiot. Pontificate like I ran
Look
with
at you.
On the street.
That's how it is on the street.
Well, like Jimmy knows.
I said it yesterday when they filmed these scenes on the streets of Baltimore and the projects and stuff. I'm like, there's no way these guys are actors. It's just way too real. And I even asked that yesterday if they're using some extras and stuff, and for the most part, no, right?
It's funny you say that. No, they do use extras and people from Baltimore, but oftentimes I'll get stopped in L.A. or New York, and people will say to me, "What are you doing here?" They expect me to be on a corner in Baltimore. I'm like, I'm an actor. I'm like, oh yeah. It's wild. People don't realize that, but I think it's credit to the show.
Oh yeah.
It may also be why this show doesn't get nominated because they don't think they're actors on it. But,
well, no, I think that's right. Is they say, well, they're just like people, and they're not actors, and so
there's just people that got off the street.
Yeah,
and they just got some people on the show. It was just true.
They went out and got 40 people to do a show on HBO.
I am one of those guys. I told a story. I got to tell it in front of you guys too. The lawyer, Maury Levy, or is that his name on the show?
Yeah.
That's getting all you guys off in court and stuff. He's just a dirty lawyer. I told Jimmy, I'm so convinced that that's really how he is in real life, that if he came on our show, I would go right after him and maybe try to choke him out because I hate the guy.
Michael is such a cool guy.
And that's what everyone says. He's so nice.
He is. I mean, really, really nice. Like, he's big into theater. He had done the producers on the tour of the producers.
Yeah, he did
hysterical.
And wait to see his guy. He's like, oh God, you just hate him instantly.
I know, he's just
instantly
a shady, shiesty dude.
Smooth too as he's doing it.
He's a great lawyer and just the epitome of a scumbag. Who knows his clients are filthy and guilty and he doesn't care.
One of the first
which is the guy you want?
Oh, yeah.
One of the first scenes I saw on The Wire. It's the white Jewish lawyer, and he's in court, and he's slapping one of these badass gangsters, drug dealer guys, going, "Shut up!"
Oh, he goes to D'Angelo out of the thing, slaps him on the head,
slaps him on the head, talking. And these guys are evil people on the streets of Baltimore.
But this guy, they all know that this is the guy that is like, he's the badass. He controls if they come or go.
Sure.
They got this. The D'Angelo was a drug dealer with a conscience, and there was a guy killed. So the cops said, "Why don't you write a letter to this guy's family?" And, dumb D'Angelo's like, that'd be a great idea. So he's sitting at the police station writing a letter of apology, even though he didn't do it. And the lawyer walks in and says, "Stop writing." And he slaps his head.
That's great.
And he carries him out like a 5-year-old. He grabs him and he goes, "We're going." And you know that he's a bad lawyer, though, when a drug dealer is slapped in the back of the head and goes, "All right, I'm sorry."
I totally forgot that scene. That was a hot scene.
Yeah. By the way, we couldn't say this on the other side of the show, but it's coming in a lot that you say shit better than anyone on TV. Can you give us one?
Never in my wildest dreams. I mean, it was just one of those things, that you do, and next thing you know, it's like I'm walking down the street and everybody's, "Can you just do that for me? Can you do it?" It's like, look, man, I gotta go, man. I'm late for an appointment. Just one time.
Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah, of course, Senator Clay Davis from The Wire, played by Isaiah Whitlock Jr.
It's when you do it, because I had an uncle who used to do that like 20 times a day. Yeah. It was comical. I mean, it was like you get up in the morning and say, "Hey, Uncle Leon, did you sleep well?" "Shit, man, my head hit that pillow." How'd you like dinner?" "Oh man, shit, them pork chops were good, man." It's like, okay,
You know what I'm doing around my place? My fiance, it's driving her nuts, but she asked me a question. I go, "Faux show." Driving her nuts with my Omar impression. Faux show. She's like, "You're just a white douche. You're a white douche. Why are you saying that?"
And we're obsessed over the line in court when he's throwing Bird under the bus. And do you see the defendant in court? "Yo, what up, Bird?" I can't. I went on YouTube again and just watched it. His little nod to him. And Bird is the most frightening looking guy they got in the series. Unfortunately, he went away in the first season because there's never been a more awful looking fucking guy ready to shoot you than that guy.
Weebay was the scariest for me so far.
Yeah, he's not a pleasant guy.
Weebay's scary.
Oh yeah, he took a lot of bodies at the end just for some fucking for an extra sandwich. At the end of season 1.
Oh, explain it to Anthony. Yeah,
he's just taking credit for all these because he knows he's going. So he's trying to wrap up a little drug dealer. He's just taking credit for all these hits, just to take the heat off of other people, just to take the credit for
help
murders.
the police department. He don't give a shit. But he was negotiating before he gave up more murders.
Yeah, he was like, well, what did he want? Like another pork sandwich?
He goes, you give me.
He didn't care at that point.
Yeah,
he wanted a sandwich and a soda to continue signing murder confessions. I mean, these guys are great. You can't not fucking like these dudes, man. It's like. And by the way, Isaiah and they're both in plays too. So I want to. Isaiah's in a play called Unconditioned. It's on Lafayette and Astor. It's called The Public, is the name of the theater. And the guy that plays Rawls is also in the play.
He's also
too.
In the play, yeah. Yeah, it's very good. Very good.
What is it about?
It deals with a lot of racial issues, interracial marriage, loneliness, all the dark things about living in the city of New York.
Okay, great. Yeah. And Vegas in a play called Lower Ninth?
Yes.
And it's the Flea Theater on 41 White Street. Where's that?
That's right, Lower Manhattan, between Broadway and Church Street.
Who do you play in that?
I play Lowboy. You can check it out at theflea.org. It's about 24 hours after Katrina hit.
Oh, okay.
James McDaniels and Gaius Charles as well. The play's good. It's really good. Come check it out. It's like an hour and 10 minutes of great theater at the Flea Theater.
You guys don't do a whole lot of light stuff, do you?
No,
Shit, Katrina, the interracial marriage and loneliness.
How about a comedy?
Yeah.
How about a comedy?
Exactly. How
A
about a
romantic comedy or something.
How about a buddy flick?
How about a Sandra Bullock movie or something?
Hey, bring it up. You got some dirty work, call me, man.
Do a black-white cop flick, you know?
Yeah, something fun.
Some sort of
We got to get along with each other.
That's another beauty of this show. Is just none of that shitty cop dialogue they have. You know, like it's
procedurals.
Yeah, they're just drunks. They all beat suspects, and you know it's across the board. They're all just cops. There's none of that hacky cop shit you see.
Yeah.
With hacky cop dialogue. No, the cops are all believable.
On this show, no one is all good or all bad.
Right.
Even the sociopathic killers and the cops. They're all trying to do the best they can in the world that they have. I mean, however fucked up it is. You know, McNulty is a great example of it. This dude, like, he breaks the law. He's destroying himself and other people around him in order to do something that he thinks is right. You know, now, has he crossed the line? Yeah. Is he right to do it? Maybe not. You know, it brings up all types of questions in you while you watch this show.
Now, you guys, are you based out of New York? Where are you guys based out of?
Yeah.
New York City.
Oh, you both? Okay.
Yeah.
And so is Andre, and I think Michael Williams is New York, right?
Yeah.
Fucking great. Bunch of hardcore theater New York actors, and they don't nominate it for Emmys. The fucking Emmys should just have ryerson sprinkled on the tables. What a bunch of assholes. Unless, of course, I've ever nominated for one. That statue
not.
like the fucking irrelevant whore that I am. Fuck the wire. Good for me.
You do well in L.A., my friend.
Thing is, though, I always say, they can do what they want. I'm still going to try to do good work and just kind of let the chips fall where they may.
Yeah, I mean, you can't control it, but it's just when you see good stuff not being rewarded, and I mean, how many years do we have to tolerate at the Oscars? Just people not getting what they deserve. It's like frustrating. It's supposed to represent the best, and you're like, this, House might be a great show. House might be fantastic, but I don't know. It doesn't do much for me.
No, not for me either.
I want to go a little obscure. I'm looking at Isaiah Whitlock Jr.'s bio here, and I see that you had a part in Goodfellas.
Yes, I did. Yes,
wow.
I did.
I love Goodfellas. That's one of our favorites.
Yeah,
one of Anthony's favorites, especially.
Of course, yeah.
Who'd you play? I don't remember.
Wait, can we try to guess? Will we be able to guess or no?
If you didn't blink, is it one of those?
Well, yeah, it might be, but it's interesting because there's a scene right at the end of the movie where he goes to pick up his brother at the hospital.
Yeah. Oh, yes.
And so you might do two blinks there.
Yeah.
But he goes to pick up his brother at the hospital, and he's been strung out on coke.
Paranoid with the head.
Yeah, and he's very, very paranoid. And the only guy in that one particular moment that he trusts is this doctor at the hospital. And I check him out, and I give him more Valium and everything that.
Oh, shit.
I send him on his way.
I remember that.
And what's interesting about that is, I'll never forget, I went into audition, and I had done the reading for The Color of Money at Paul Newman's apartment. And there was Tom Cruise and Martin Scorsese, and we were all sitting around on the couch reading the script. And of course, I was hoping, I just got to get in this movie, Well, I never did. I was so disappointed. But when I went in to audition for Goodfellas, Martin Scorsese kind of looked at me and he said, I know you from somewhere. I said, yeah, I did those readings for you at Paul Newman's apartment. He says, oh, yeah, right. I thought you were wonderful. He says, well, look, don't have to read or anything like that. I like your work, and I'll just see you on the set.
Oh,
and I thought, and the casting director, I can't remember her name, but she was such a bitch. And she was saying, now look, when you go in and you see Marty, make sure that you do this and you do that. And then when I walked in to see Marty, and Marty and I were like best of buds, she walked out and said, well, you never told me you knew Marty. I said, I'm going to go back in there and tell Marty what a bitch you are, and I'm going to have your ass fired.
What did you audition? Wouldn't it be funny if you came in and all we wanted to talk about was Goodfellas? No, The Wire's good, but tell us about Ray Liotta. How tall is he?
That's a great film, though.
Amazing.
It was just great to be a part of it, But that was like the real sort of trivia thing, where I could always say, I was in Goodfellas,
Yeah, that's
and
a biggie, man.
You may not even recognize me because I look like I'm about 12 years old,
We had a guy that called up once. We were looking for people that had bit parts that were just listening to the show. And some guy called up, and he was the guy that was standing in the driveway when his buddy got his nose caved in by the gun.
Oh.
Yeah, he was the guy that went, don't shoot. Don't shoot. That's like, wow, you had a line to it and everything.
Yeah, that guy's a fan of our show. And to us, that's kind of cool.
Because I'm just like, you were Goodfellas, dude. I don't care if it was 2 seconds ago. Don't shoot.
You remember that part, though, too.
Yeah. Don't shoot. Oh, he beat that motherfucker down, man.
Oh, well,
don't you ever do
a good pistol whipping to the bridge of the nose.
Yeah.
You right out.
Oh, my goodness.
That's what you get for touching Karen.
Yeah, really.
And Benga, you got into acting because you had a 9-to-5 job or something like that, and you just said,
I used to work for the federal government, and
Federal
I dug it. What I was doing, worked for the Corporation for National Service, and it's the headquarters of AmeriCorps and Vista social service programs, and I worked in their Congressional Affairs Department.
Wow.
And I just got curious about acting. I didn't even really want to pursue it. I just got curious about it. Started researching it online, bought some books, and I saw what actors did. I started going on auditions just because the information was there. I still wasn't trying to leave my job.
Wow.
And then I got called. I got called from the Shakespeare Theater, and they offered me a role. And I kind of freaked out, and I hung up the phone real quick, and I'm like, I'll call you back. And I hung up, and then like 5 seconds later, my uncle called and told me my father died. And that was just like, I went into my supervisor's office and resigned. It was just like a sign that I had to go. And I've been acting since.
How many years now?
Ooh, what's this? This is 2008? So 7 years? It was 2001.
Wow, damn.
Wow.
I wonder if they resent the fact at the Emmys that so many, because a couple of you guys have been not around for many years. Like Tristan's very new, and you're doing such a great work, and not having been through 25 years of awful projects like so many of them have been before. Not that, you know what I mean? Maybe that's kind of a resentment from Hollywood too.
That's there in the industry. If you're I'm not saying the Emmys are. Just saying in general, if you're bitter or if you had to do all kinds of things, you put that resentment out subconsciously or however, it goes out there. You're in this industry. You see how people, you're experiencing a lot of success. And there's a lot of comedians who aren't experiencing your success who have been out there a lot longer than you have.
Yeah.
And you feel it in the way they greet you.
That's right.
The way they
when
say
I put my hand out
congratulations.
for the ring to be kissed, that kind of bothers them a little bit. You're changing, man.
Not me, man. I always say, "Fuck it, I got mine." That's all I'm going to wear. I got my part. I don't care how many. I don't care if you've been here 2 days. I got mine. And that's all I'm going to be concerned about.
Wade, holy shit! I knew you.
Uh-oh.
And like I said, I'm fresh to The Wire. I'm only 2 seasons in, so I'm gonna be introduced to you in season 3. You were in The Savages, I just read.
Yeah, did you see the movie?
I actually saw that movie. No, but that movie, no one really saw it. I mean, let's be honest.
Movie. The critics loved it.
Yeah, the critics loved it, and it was nominated for a bunch of Oscars. Me and my girl, we were looking for a movie, and we went to the Artsy Theater, and we saw it, and it was downright fucking depressing, man. It was a good story, and you played like an orderly or something at the home, right?
Yeah. Looked up for Philip Bosco.
Shit, yeah.
And with this thing with Laura Linney.
You were like Jamaican or something in the movie,
No,
right?
Laura thought I was Jamaican, and we had the whole scene at the end. I'm like, I'm actually Nigerian. And she's like, oh.
Were you guys smoking pot together or something?
No, we were smoking cigarettes.
Cigarettes, right. Okay.
And it's funny because I don't smoke. And Philip on set, Philip Hoffman had to teach me how to smoke. Had to teach me how to look like I was smoking. Yeah. And like Laura and I have a lot of great scenes together, and where she kind of misconstrues it and kind of goes for it.
Yeah.
And I had to reluctantly let her down, which was great, of course.
I don't know if I can recommend the movie. It was definitely a good movie. Depressing as hell. It's based on like some adult kids having to put their father into a home in Buffalo, of all places, and every scene was pretty much gray. But Laura Linney, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he had scenes with Laura Linney, who's pretty damn huge. Fucking.
Please tell me you get to shoot at least one person in the home. That should be his thing. He has to. I have to kill one person.
That's what I do.
It's got to rewrite.
Well, they're old anyway. Come on.
Well, Chris was not his first character on The Wire. We all remember the cameo, which I learned from watching that Wire Odyssey special.
Yeah.
He played. You didn't have a line, I don't think. He was an extra. He was a cop.
In where?
In one of the
Oh,
early
wow.
Extra.
That's so odd when that happens,
I was,
you know?
I was actually twice. I was an extra in the pilot background. You don't even see me. Like way background. I was way background in the pilot episode, and then like you said, I was an extra in a courtroom, and I'm bald. My face is all clean, and you don't even recognize. It's wild. It's wild.
Yeah, they circled it. There's a special on demand called like The Wire Odyssey, or whatever it is, about like all the seasons, and they kind of focus on that and stop. You know, like how funny would it be if like when you were on there, all the message boards explode. That's the cop from season 1.
I don't believe that.
Yeah, it's
Well,
always,
you know, when I first auditioned, I auditioned for Lester Freeman.
did you really?
Yeah, I can see that.
You know, and then I think I went in for somebody else. I think it was just Lester Freeman that I went in for.
Do you guys, if you audition for a part and then you don't get it, and then somebody else gets it and you get another part, do you kind of watch them doing something and go, that's not the way I would have done it? Or do you always looking at Lester's dialogue, how would I say this?
Nah, I don't do that.
No, what's meant to be yours will be.
Yeah.
Like, I was originally cast as Slim Charles. Like they offered me the role.
Okay.
As
Who I
Slim
love.
Charles.
He was underused in season 4.
You know, and
Did they really?
yeah, I was originally Slim Charles, and I ended up turning that down because it conflicted with something else. And then later on, I was like, man, maybe I shouldn't, because I didn't have anything better going on. I was like, maybe I shouldn't have turned down that role on HBO. And I didn't have anything at that point, you know. And then some time passed, and they called me up, and they offered me Chris. They said, the writers, they really like you. They want to offer you this role, and I took it. And so and I'm very glad that I took Chris. You know, things happen for a reason. And when other people get roles, you definitely can't kick yourself because that wasn't supposed to be yours. You know, yours is something else.
The way I feel right now, I don't want to play anybody else but Clay Davis.
All right.
I mean, you know,
Clay should have his own movie.
I'd steal all the money.
Where do you come up with the anger that it takes to like the description of that beatdown is just amazing. Like because you're a nice enough guy sitting here and stuff. Where do you get that?
Yeah, it's not hard for a black man to find rage. It really isn't.
You want to see rage come down to the public theater? Unconditional. I'm hanging people in the show. You know?
Really?
Yeah, I am. You know?
Nice.
Like I said, it's not hard for a black man to find rage in America.
Well, now that he opened the door a little bit, I was a little too scared to ask, but it's down on his sheet that he got in a lot of trouble as a youth, so.
Oh, yeah.
And you changed your life around.
I was in and out of schools, homeschooling, I mean, all kinds of stuff. Like, it was an interesting time growing up.
Interesting.
You know?
You grew up where in New York?
No, I grew up in Maryland, 40 minutes south of Baltimore.
Okay.
And we were in and out of schools, in and out of different homes. I mean, it was, I got in a lot of trouble. And it wasn't until I started wrestling my junior year, I had to earn my way into a regular high school first. And then when I started wrestling my junior year, that I was able to stay in that high school. And I got a wrestling scholarship the next year. I was fortunate that I took to it, and I was very good at it. I still wrestle, actually, when I can. I did a tournament. I did a tournament
for Vince McMahon?
Vince McMahon. No, not for Vince.
How great would that would be a great new character where you pull a pistol and murder every opponent in the ring. And after like 3 weeks, people are like, we don't want to see this guy anymore.
But you can't wrestle here. You can't wrestle here.
Well, the beauty of a Vince storyline, no one really figures it out. He's still on the wrestling card every week.
Of course.
We do a Wire WrestleMania, you know. All the characters on the Wire would be taking on some of these
Off
guys.
the abandoned cars, top rope.
I want to go see these plays, man. I don't go to see a lot of theater.
Come check it out. The Flea Theater, Lower Ninth. It's running right now. The show is really good. It's got James McDaniels, who's Lieutenant Fancy from NYPD Blue, Gaius Charles, who's Smash Williams on Friday Night Lights, and of course myself, Bengai Kinabe. It's at 41 White Street, south of Canal. The Flea Theater, theflea.org.
It's not one where Jimmy would be sitting there and at the end of the show everyone goes, "There's one of the motherfuckers!" I'm just here to see the fucking play.
No, it's your fault.
I'm just a patron.
Kill that white boy.
I would love to go, but I tend to do this during plays, like during a scene when you're doing it, I tend to stand up and go, "I know him!" Like, a lot of people have found that distracting, but I mean, a lot of people just kind of go with it, we improv a little. No, it's about me. But
why is this senator in a play?
Say shit, please.
You know, people in theaters, a lot of elderly people go and see theater, and it's wild because they don't necessarily know their own voices sometimes, especially if they have hearing aids.
Oh, damn.
Like, I've been in theaters where people are, like, they'll talk to the person next to them. That person's a bad actor. It's like real loud. It's like, I think this scene is over. I mean, just and then, like, the daughter's like, shh. It's crazy. Yeah. It's so funny to see. They don't know they're being so loud.
It's funny to see unless you're the actor they're talking about. It's like, would somebody smother her, please, with a fucking pillow?
Yeah, if it's not you, you're like, God, we've been saying the same thing backstage since this thing started. Thank God.
So it's not just us.
Well, you know what? It's like when I was shooting Spider-Man.
Right.
Of course.
You were in the blockbuster movie Spider-Man.
Yeah, I mean, Goodfellas, Spider-Man.
I remember.
You were in Spider-Man?
Well, you know.
He was surly truck driver.
Yeah, I had
number one, I believe.
I heard the residuals on there are hot though. For
fucking, I probably made about $8,000 off one line.
See, I heard the residuals are hot on that movie. I know somebody else who had like one line in that movie, and they were getting sick residuals.
I got $1,000, which was higher than for was it $500? It was $1,000. Just I said he stinks and I don't like him, and that was the line. And I just keep getting, I get a lot of checks.
And movies, it's running well. It's doing well internationally. It did well internationally.
That's a huge one.
Yeah,
let's get him another royalty check. Here it is.
He stinks, and I don't like him. Yeah, I had to emote somebody right stinking.
In the flesh, right there.
Stinks, and I don't like him. Yeah, you know how it is when you have to put something out there. You beat people to death, and I just do it vocally. I wish we could put that beating on audio. It's unfortunate there's no, except for the dull thud of flesh, there's no.
That'd be interesting to hear. The lead up to it, because we walk into it, we're talking. It's like, I'm like, you like touching boys? It's like, no, and it's like, well, in prison, you gotta do what you gotta do. I'm like, yeah, I understand. I mean, it'd be interesting to hear that and not see it.
You fucking savage him.
I still have a hard time watching that scene, actually.
Wow, really?
I was over at some friend's house, and they tried to show it to me, like, just about a month or two ago. I started watching it, and then I was like, I have to leave the room right now.
Damn.
Guys were coming up to me on the street saying, "Yo, what's wrong with Chris?" I think you need to go ask Chris.
and the funniest line, I wish we had the audio, because the way Stu goes, "Damn, you didn't even wait till the motherfucker got in the house." Like, of all the things she could have said, it was, "Gee whiz, couldn't you be patient?" Like,
or the one guy who didn't want to be put in the house because his people wouldn't find him, and there were. He said, "There's rats in there," and I wanted to say, "Dude, they're gonna kill you."
Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Oh, was that the guy who?
Face Andre.
That was the guy who he said, Omar said, "You're not Delta Airlines either." That was the guy. He took his ring.
Yes.
Oh yeah, he had to go. He had to.
He had to go. Huh?
Yeah, Marlo had to fuck. He took his ring, and that guy had to go. You knew he wasn't going to be fucking. I think we actually have the audio of them talking. Do we have that?
Which one?
It's Marlo talking. Chris is in the scene, but he's in the back. I'm sorry, Becky's in the scene. He's in the background. I'm going to call you Chris. I'm a fucking idiot.
That's all right.
It's Marlo. This guy was robbed by Omar, and he owes money to Marlo. And he's trying to explain that Omar's a terrorist, and you know how it is. He robbed me. And Marlo is basically...
he's using the example, like, the government, like, forgave a lot of debts, or they put a lot of debts on hold because of the terrorists and Delta Airlines or whatever. So he's trying to say, that's what's going on. I was robbed and everything, even the government...
Yeah. Oh, shit. You ain't Delta Airlines.
It's not in there, is it?
Oh, man.
Yeah, he went there.
That's a great line.
No, these are all Omar. This is a Marlo.
Yeah, we're trying to find it.
We'll find it. Yeah, it's just a really cool clip, and that guy wound up in the house. I wish there was a way to play that dull thud. It's such. On a break, I'll show any one of you guys want to watch it. I know you don't want to get to that point yet, but you got
to. No.
I'm just waiting for one of these guys to show emotion on this show. Just one time. Show emotion for the horrific crap that's going on.
With the kids, man.
Yeah.
Like, the kids, that'll bleed you emotionally. It's so good. And what's wild is that as horrific as things are on the show, as far as the grittiness of it, it's not near the reality. It's even worse in reality. I've been in these schools in Baltimore. I've talked to these teachers and these kids, and like it's worse in real life. Some of the stories. They couldn't show it on HBO, some of the things that they did in these schools.
There's a great face slashing in season 4 too with the students. One girl, like an ugly girl, who's getting teased. No, it's okay. Just a quick scene. La 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 la.
She's got some sort of problem.
Yeah, and she's getting teased by a prettier girl, and boy, she gives her a face slashing. It's just.
I mean, look. After being in some of these public schools, you could see it coming. You know, when the minute they put that camera on, I said, "Look, don't fuck with her. Please. Oh God, please don't." I've seen this before. I know what happens when you deal with a person like that.
Like, can't you see she's a fucking problem? Yeah. She's not.
She's sitting there twitching silently. Leave her alone. Leave her alone.
Yeah. Anybody twitching, you don't fuck with.
She's just as best she can right now.
She's a broke, ugly, fat girl. Don't fuck with her. She's only gonna slice your face.
Which she does.
She's got Vaseline on her face and stuff like that. You know, like you don't want to mess with her. She's got cold cream on. You know?
And she's in middle school.
Oh, shit. I just recognized Isaiah.
Where?
From something else.
What?
Oh. No. Dad got hosed.
That commercial. Isaiah's in a lot of commercials.
I know, man.
Dad got hosed. Verizon, right?
Yeah, I try to sneak in and sneak out, but it just doesn't seem that thing to happen, you know?
Oh, got a lot of
what was really bad was I was walking down the street one day, and I started at one block, it was like, she. And by the time I got to the end, it was like, Dad got hosed, and then, oh God, I'm just gonna lose my fucking mind. You know?
We're all about catchphrases on this show. Damn.
Yeah.
So wait,
I'm gonna be afraid to talk after a while. You know.
That was this guy who has the campaign now? Was he the? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Was this during this campaign?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But you know what's really interesting is when you actually meet him, because you see him everywhere.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden you meet him, and it's like, I'm here with the tech man.
He's the guy.
You're the most famous guy in the world.
Yeah.
Does he have an attitude about him, or is he down to earth?
No, he's really down to earth. You know?
I hope he's well compensated because his image is everywhere, and he can't do anything else.
He's a really nice guy, and he came up to me, you know, in the tech thing with the glasses, and he says, Isaiah, right? I said, yeah, man. He says, we've got some mutual friends. We do. We do? Oh, my God. You know, my heart started beating, you know. Who do I know in the tech world? But no. But it turned out that he's an actor, and he knows a lot of people that I know.
How much money is he making? That fucking Verizon, how much money is he pulling? I've never gotten a commercial.
Gotta be a couple G's.
Perhaps more than that.
See, there's one of our catchphrases.
Oh, years. How much do you think he is pulling? Because I've never landed a commercial in my life.
I'm not quite sure. He's got like a Learjet that we took down to. No, I'm teasing.
I'll tell you an interesting story about that I heard. I cannot verify that it's true. Let me just say that out there. And I probably shouldn't tell this story, but I am.
Yeah, tell it.
So
why not?
I heard
I'm the new
that,
tech guy.
Like, I'm the new tech guy.
So he's in Taiwan with children.
And he kept his glasses off. No, I'm kidding. No. I heard when he signed the deal, like Verizon, like his agent calls up, like they're making their deal, whatever. And I don't know who his agent is, and I don't know. And he calls up and says he's not taking any less than this amount. And Verizon's like, okay. And they signed the deal and so on. Apparently, they agreed to it so quick because they were willing to offer him so much more. Like he got.
Oh yeah, right.
But I don't know if it's true. And if it's not true, I apologize. I just heard, and that's an interesting story to spread anyway. So
yeah. So now it's out there and it's fact.
Oh, that's funny. So dumbbell agent tried to play hardball and cost their client about $4 million.
His agent's Ralph Cramden.
He doesn't take any less than $500 a week.
Don't worry. I got right, good deal for you, no.
I went back to HBO and tried to get a signing bonus. My agent slapped me over the head like Levy did.
What are you, crazy?
Yeah, right.
I want a signing bonus. Were you in the NFL now?
Yeah, right. I want a $50,000 signing bonus. It's like, whack.
Yeah.
Let's go. You're out of here now.
They'd only give me 20.
We should get these guys out of here.
That's great,
man. We really appreciate you guys coming over to XM with us.
Oh, hell yeah.
Thank you. It's been a lot of fun.
I think you can figure out that we're pretty big fans of the show. So.
Thanks for watching the show and supporting us, having us out on
Fantastic,
Season
man.
finale is
Sunday
night, 9 o'clock.
Hour and a half
HBO,
or so, right?
90 minutes.
So if you're taping in DVR, and make sure you. Oh well, no, it'll just. What am I saying?
What do you think it is? An old VCR?
I know.
I pushed record, but I only had an hour.
What a dummy.
Cut the end off.
And we're gonna. You guys want to plug the plays too? Give one more plug, just so people know they want to come see you live doing real theater here in New York City.
Come see Unconditional with the Labyrinth Theater performing at the Public. I'll be there, Isaiah Whitlock Jr., with John Doman, who plays Rawls on The Wire. It's a great show. Come and check it out. We run until Sunday. We close on Sunday, so,
So come
you
fast.
better get down there early.
Yeah, come down to the Flea Theater. You can check it out at theflea.org, as in the insect. And come watch me, Ben Guy, Keenan Bear, James McDaniels, and Gaius Charles in Lower Ninth. We run till April 5th. It's a great play. Running time about 1 hour, 15 minutes. Check it out.
Oh, that's good. That's a good time for a
Yeah,
play.
in and out.
I like that. I like a little over an hour. I'm good.
Yeah.
Whenever there's an intermission, I've never seen the second half of a play. I just can't go back in.
But this one you like. It's like no intermission. Just hit it. We knock it
Let's
out.
just
of the
get it
park.
done.
Exactly.
It's not a play when the fucking little sliding thing comes over the glass and you see a naked girl on the other side, Jimmy.
And you gotta keep putting in quarters.
Yeah, well, that's not a play. It's not theater.
We do have an intermission, but still come.
Intermissions are fine.
Sorry.
That explains a lot, though.
Yeah. It's like, wait a minute, man. You guys are like ruining my show, man. I mean, what's
I never
going
make
on
the
here?
second act. I always come in the first one.
No, intermissions are fine. It's a good play.
All right, let's get out of here. We got to take a break, and not us. They're getting out of here, and we'll
Thanks a
continue
lot,
for
guys.
The
everybody.
Wire, Sunday night,
Yep.
9:30, 9 o'clock.
Very cool.
God
Thanks,
bless.
guys.
Thanks,
Yeah,
guys.
right on, man.
Thank you, man.
We're going to get another song from Sabracadabra in a minute, but we got another celebrity calling in for your birthday.
Okay.
This is a biggie. Hello, sir. Let me get the... Michael.
Hello.
Michael K. Williams.
Hey, what's happening?
Michael?
Yes.
Jimmy's going to
Omar
freak.
from The Wire. Holy shit.
Get out of here.
Hold up. Don't get scared. This ain't a hold up. I ain't got my shotgun this morning. I come in peace, man. Actually, is Jimmy in the building?
I'm right here, man. Yeah.
You did it? Yo, Jimmy, man, I called this morning and wish you a blessed and happy birthday, man. And you know what I mean? Enjoy this day and may you have many more.
Thank you, man. You know, it's amazing. We tried so hard to get you on the show. I'm a tremendous
my
Wire
God.
fan. Everybody here is.
I'm starstruck for the first time in a while.
It's the best show on TV.
Faux show it is.
I cannot wait till August for the last DVD set, man.
Me too. Do you know?
Oh, word is coming. You got more information than me. It's coming out in August.
In August, man, I was waiting in March, yo. I was like, I was in Barnes and Noble, like, when is the last Wire shit coming out, son? I gotta see what Omar's about to do.
Yo, shit, you should be like everybody else and TiVo them there. They kept them on the door.
Godfrey, you gotta know better people. I got the last season around.
No, you don't. Do you really?
Oh yeah, man.
I'll buy it off you right now.
Yo, let me burn them shits, yo.
Hey, Michael, when did you know they were going to kill you? Did they tell you in the beginning of the season, or did you find out as the time came?
I mean, I knew Omar was going to die from the day I was hired. You know what I mean? They told me it was going to initially only supposed to be 7 episodes.
Wow.
And going to kill him off then. But then they kept the character grew and they grew the writers. They kept developing him. But I always knew from day one that they were going to kill off Omar.
Hey, this is Rich Voss, big act, Comedy Central, last Comedy Central. Is it true that the little girl on the show was really just walking by and they hired her? She was really just like a street person?
She's not a little girl.
Well,
in size.
You're talking about probably Felicia.
Her name is Felicia Pearson. She plays Snoop, and we met actually in a local bar down in Baltimore, and we exchanged a conversation, and when she told me I didn't know she was a female. I was trying to figure out as I was talking to her, and when she told me she was a female, I was like, man, you got to meet the producers, and I brought them to her that Monday, and they wrote her in that same week, and she's been rocking ever since.
That's a trippy looking dude, chick, dude, whatever.
Yeah. She was hardcore, man.
You know what I'm saying? This is Godfrey. I'm talking. I have more credits than Rich. Listen,
commercials. Hi, this is Rich Voss again, first white guy in Def Jam, and I just
he did do it for.
Do you know? Hold on, you're the first white guy that did Def Jam.
Yeah.
We interviewed Russell Simmons. He didn't fucking remember you.
Yeah. Well, it was 10 years ago.
Yeah, we forgot to bring that up there, Rich.
It was 10 years ago.
10 years ago, we gave them all hints. We gave
you
a name. We did everything.
We're all
Mike, weren't you in the Hulk, yo?
Yeah, for like 5 seconds.
For 5 seconds, right? He was in the Hulk.
Yeah, but I had a bigger scene though. They cut it out for some reason, man. I had like dialogue and everything. Me and the Hulk had to sit down.
They didn't want you.
It was real sweet, man. They
didn't want you to shoot the Hulk with a double barrel shotgun, son.
How was it playing?
Negative. You know what I mean?
Hey, how was it playing a cop in what was that?
Gone Baby Gone,
Gone
right?
Baby Gone, yeah. It was weird seeing he's a cop.
That was a lot of fun, man. You know, Ben Affleck, man, he's really cool to work with. I can't wait to work with him again, actually. But it was dope. You know, down there in Boston. You know, we was down there when I think when Italy won the soccer cup, the World Cup for the soccer. Man, that shit was crazy down there. We had a ball.
Can I tell you, when you got shot, I'm 40 years old today. If they would have just said at the end of the episode, all right, we take it back, he's alive, I would have accepted it. I have never been so depressed. And fucking David Chase kicked everybody in the balls. It wasn't a big gunfight we were expecting. It wasn't a big war with you and Jamie Hector.
Marlo,
it was just
Jamie Hector.
Just you getting shot because that's the way it happens. And even the cops' reaction, it wasn't like fans. They were like, Omar, okay, and they moved on. It was fucking horrible. It was horrible.
That was a bummer, man.
Really depressing, man.
It kind of got me a little bit too. When actually the day of, it was, but I guess a character like that, it had to go out like that,
Yo, Mike, can you do
that's for sure.
What's the whistle you did, man? Every time I try to say, what were you whistling every time? What was you whistling? Every time you whistle in the neighborhood.
Most people think it's the Frondadelle because the cheese stands alone. But actually, in my mind, what I'm whistling is another Looney Tunes cartoon by a character named Elmer Fudd, and he used to whistle, "A hunting we will go, a hunting we will go. It's rabbit season." Remember that little
nice. Yeah, that was hot, man.
So that's what Omar be whistling. He be whistling Elmer Fudd, "A hunting we will go."
Hey, are you frustrated? Because once again, it's almost like a running joke that fucking disgraceful the Emmys are.
Yeah.
That they don't. Not only is The Wire never won. Have you guys have never been nominated for an Emmy? Correct.
Nope.
Yes.
It's disgraceful. It's so obvious that it's something other than the merit of the show, because everybody who sees it knows it's the best show on television. It's fucking brilliantly acted. The writing was brilliant. The storylines were brilliant. Even the way they took you out, which was just. It was like the drug that you get covered up with the sheet, and that's the end of it. We as the audience invested so much love and time, and in the end, it was just dead and another number. I mean,
amazing.
The Emmys should be fucking firebombed for never recognizing you guys.
Should be. Michael, what do you think that's all about?
I don't try to plug into it, because if I go too hard, it'll lead me to start questioning myself as an actor. And I know clearly it has nothing to do with me. I know it's political, but I will say, it did hurt. It did kind of it stunned me a little bit this year. I got kind of pierced my armor. Normally I don't pay any attention the other years, but for some reason this year, because I know there's no next year, I guess. It kind of it hurt a little bit this year. I feel got myself here wondering, what did we not do correctly to earn, to be worthy of a nomination? But I know in my heart of hearts that it has nothing to do with actors or our talent or the hard work that we put down in Baltimore. And you guys let me know that. Not saying the amount of love and admiration I've gotten over the years in this character from just people, whether you be in the business, whether you're an interviewer or not, just the amount of love we've gotten. I know that the show is worthy of that. You guys make me know that, and I take all the love and all the fun I've had just talking, doing interviews and talking about all the crazy things I had to talk about involving Omar. I've had a ball these past 5 years, and to me, I'm going to take those good memories. I'm going to make that my Emmy. You know what I mean? And keep it moving. That's, you know, that's what the business is.
And Mike.
Yeah, thick skin, baby.
Michael.
Here for the long haul.
I'm assuming that you're just completely blowing up after your performance on The Wire. You got to be getting a million offers.
God's ears. I'll take that. Yeah, come too far to turn back now, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Turn too far.
You were
I'll take that.
What was it, 6 episodes you were supposed to do? They just had you as a peripheral character, and then all of a sudden the character was just so interesting, and there was this whole, it was like a Robin Hood in a weird way, but it wasn't a hokey Robin Hood, it was a believable guy who just had a set of morals and a code that he lived by, but happened to carry a shotgun and fucking steal dope.
Yeah.
And dude I went to school with.
And the thing is, you like men. I was like, oh, this dude's kissing dude. He is the baddest homosexual ever.
This is like
I want to be gay with a shotgun, son.
You know, Michael, the kissing was definitely a little rough, but
Michael,
when Michael K kisses, it's a whole different ball game. Son.
What do you say, Michael?
I said, it was rough for you. Imagine what I had to deal with, man. In my career, it would say, here lies Michael K. Williams. His first on-screen camera kiss was with another man.
Well, you know what?
I would assume your boys are like they give you a little something for that, huh?
Listen,
did you get?
I mean, in the first year when the initial shock when it first hit, it was like, yo, what are you doing?
Hey, let me tell you, for a scene on that show, I would.
Let him finish his fucking.
But, you know, by the second, third season, I think everybody pretty much had forgotten about it. Actually, it became like, no, it was like, so what? Matter of fact, after like by the third season, no one was talking about that.
I think by the middle of the first season, once people saw it and got used to it, the character, who you were, overtook it, and it didn't matter. Nobody gave a shit. That was just like a peripheral or a separate personality trait. The main thing was that when Omar showed up with that long coat, no matter how warm it was out, and a sawed-off shotgun, there was going to be a problem. And I think that's what people focused on.
Oh, man.
I think that's absolutely correct. I think at the end of the day, I tell people, you know, the last thing you're going to remember Omar for is who he went to bed with, you know, which is the way it should be in real life, you know, but, yeah.
Yeah, right.
Boss wanted to ask you something.
No, forget it. I fucked up.
What'd you fuck up?
So I'm sorry that Godfrey cut you off. And it was my mistake. This is
Yo!
Listen, my wife is like a little white girl from Canada, and it's also her favorite show on TV. It's just, I just want to say you brought a lot of enjoyment into our lives. We would watch the show, and it was like a drug for us. We would do 3 or 4 episodes a night. We couldn't stop watching it.
And Michael, we're all making the same uncomfortable face at Rich that you're making listening to him. when he says, I know you love the show.
No, I always tell everybody The Wire's the best. Get The Wire.
You do.
I'm like a fucking publicist for The Wire.
You are a big fan.
Rich, you really added a lot. That's all we're saying.
No, I just made a mistake before. I cut him off by accident.
You added
Sorry.
a lot.
I don't mind.
Nah. It don't cut off. But listen, man, it's been a good ride. We have fun. We have fun down there, and that's what we do.
My issue wasn't that
you know something. Hey Jimmy, guess what? I'll tell you this. Guess whose birthday was yesterday from the cast?
I don't know.
I'm gonna go with Bubs.
Wood Harris.
Wow, Bubs, good answer. That's Andre Royal's birthday was yesterday. Who said that?
Andre Royal.
Opie got that, but I was thinking it.
we had. I don't know his real name.
Andre Royal.
Okay.
Yeah, we had him in.
Yeah,
we had him in.
Royal,
He was
Bubs.
great.
Yeah.
He was great. We had a lot of the guys in.
Him and Tristan came in together.
Yep.
We had.
Tristan just had a birthday too. You know that, right?
How old is he? Like 16?
No, Tristan's got to be like 19. Tristan turned either 19 or 20 about 3 or 4 days ago. This week just passed.
We had Chris in. I can't pronounce his what's his real name? A guy who played Chris.
His real name is Tristan Wiles or Banger.
Oh, Banger. Yeah. He was in, and we had Isaiah in, and a friend of mine is dating. He came. So I did Reginald. He played the assistant. He's bald now. He played the assistant to Carcetti.
The assistant to Katie, and he's bald now. Oh, I don't know
with
what's
the
his real
mustache.
name, but he's talking
The
about
mustache, right?
Yeah, the mustache, the curly hair on brown skin brother.
Boys.
Reginald, yeah.
Deep voice, yeah. Reginald, yeah.
He was in the corner too. He played like a junkie in the corner. A lot of those guys, it's amazing. The flipped roles that they had in the corner now were completely opposite The Wire.
Well, one of the guys was from Oz too. The dude that was playing Point all the time. He was on Oz. Light skinned dude.
Seth Gilliam too was from Oz.
Seth, yeah.
And one of the dudes used to be a doorman at Caroline's, Barksdale, right hand guy.
Yeah, of course. Oh my God, he's British.
Yeah,
Dominic.
No,
not him.
It's just Elba.
Idris, yeah, he's like a DJ in London too, a big time DJ.
He's a huge DJ. He's the live DJ here in the States as well too.
At the end of season 3, I'm not going to pronounce his name right, brother. I want to say Faison. Am I right?
Oh, Faison, Frankie Faison.
No, when you guys shot him together at the end of season 3.
That's actually Michael Potts. He plays Brother Mouzon.
Oh, Mouzon is the name. Yes.
Right.
That was one of the best scenes.
Yeah.
I mean, this is not. I know you call in, and we're just giving you our favorite scenes. It's like fucking bunch of children.
Yeah, Mike, we've discussed.
Jimmy's birthday. What the hell?
We've discussed Omar forever on this damn show, man.
Omar's
He's in one of my bits on stage. I use him in one of my
talented black actors that don't rap.
So I'm sorry about God. I'm sorry about
Godfrey's black, by the way.
I do.
I'm a black man. I just want to let you know. I'm representing the black people right here.
Did you have a favorite season out of all 5? This is Rich Voss again. I also did Apollo, 3 Apollos.
Yes. He means face show.
What'd he say?
You asking me what's my favorite season?
Yeah, I asked Rich Voss.
Well, I think my favorite season would have to be 4.
Yeah, 4
I love the kids, the storyline with the kids and what they go through, man, and the school system.
Yeah.
That's my favorite.
And
for that reason.
A lot of guys from Baltimore said that the reason The Wire was so good because you guys made it. It was exactly like that. That's what made it so good. People from Baltimore, that's exactly how that shit was.
Well, we heard rumors. We heard rumors you guys would hear like gunfire every once in a while, real gunfire on set and stuff. Is that true?
Absolutely. Oh yeah.
Man.
Oh yeah. Well, it got. We heard some guns. They was busting guns. I just did a movie with Antoine Fuqua. We shot it in Brooklyn. With
Brooklyn's
Don
Finest.
Wesley Snipes. Yeah, we do
Brooklyn's Finest
out there in Brownsville. Man, we had a shootout scene on Wesley and me. What?
That's gonna be cool. Wesley's back. He paid his taxes.
Yeah, I can't get the story. You know what I'm saying? We gangsters in Brooklyn. You know what I mean? There's Don Cheadle, Wesley, and myself.
Ooh.
And we started busting shots. And the whole projects came outside. Next thing you heard the. I'm like, get out! I don't know what it is about the hood, but they get excited when they hear gunshots. It's like, when them bust their guns.
It's like the 4th of July in Iraq.
Yeah, exactly. Like I fill in some blanks.
Hey, it's somebody's birthday. Pop, pop, pop,
pop. So Don Cheadle's in this too?
Oh. Don Cheadle, man.
Yeah, Don Cheadle, Wesley Snipes, Richard Gere, and Ethan Hawke.
Whoa, that's gonna be hot.
So you're really
and Weebay. Y'all remember Weebay?
Yeah, of course.
Ron Johnson.
Yeah, nice pull on the
I
leg.
did it too. Yeah, we all play some.
Who you playing? Who you playing? Red? Who's Red?
My character's name is Red.
Red, you Red?
You read the script.
Yeah, no, I auditioned for that shit. Get you, man. But you know what? I love it when guys like you get those roles because I'm like, this dude is one of the most talented dudes around, man. You the shit, man. That's real.
Absolutely.
It's real shit.
Thank you,
You're a bad motherfucker.
Hey, Michael, this was a pleasure for Jimmy's birthday. Michael K. Williams. What's the next thing we're going to see you in?
I think in September I got the new Spike Lee joint coming out, Miracle of St. Anna. It'll be out in September.
That's the war movie,
and
right?
I got the war movie about the Buffalo Soldiers.
In
and
Italy.
then I got The Road coming out in November with Viggo Mortensen and Charlize Theron.
Oh, good. So you're doing some real work.
The
Great,
Cormac
man.
McCarthy book, huh?
It's great to see you really working. Godfrey said you're blown up. It's great to see you doing films after that.
I just read The Road. They're making that into a movie?
Oh, it's done already. It'll be out on my birthday in November.
And The Road is really fast. Entertainment Weekly called it the best book of the last 25 years, and I literally just finished it. What part are you playing in that?
I play Cartman. I'm the thief with the cart.
Oh, okay, right on, man.
Yeah.
Method actor.
That's going to be a good film, I'm thinking.
Well, you got to come in to promote it, man, because you're the one guy. We've been trying to get you in for so long. We're really fans of the show and fans of your work. We would love to get you in here. And we're just basically a fucking room full of dopey fanboys who will promote anything you're doing. Because I don't think...
Listen, I'll bring my six-pack and we can sit there and chop it up. It ain't no problem.
Yeah, come in, man.
I don't think, Michael, I don't think Norton made it clear enough. We're absolutely not gay, but we would take a tongue kiss from you.
Absolutely. I mean,
that's how... Not because we're not gay, but, I mean... That's how much we love you, motherfucker.
Shit, for an autograph, I'll let you smack me in the face with your penis. That's what I'm saying.
And we'll let Jimmy go.
Damn,
by the way,
that was Godfrey again.
Rich would let anybody smack his face with for anything.
Fuck. You heard?
Thank you so much for calling. Oh, yeah, by the way, before you go, great scene with you and Bunk in season 3 on the bench.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite scenes, actually. Yeah, on Wendell now, whenever I know I got to do scenes with Wendell or S. Roberts, who played Butchie, or Providence and Joe. Whenever I had worked with those three guys, for some reason, I would cross all my T's and dot all my I's, because those dudes would bring it, and I just made sure, you know what I mean? I was really excited to have scenes with those guys, man. It's a good day in the office.
Well, you were great.
Did some good work.
Yeah.
He had most of the dialogue in that scene, and then you just, as he's walking away, you just spit what was probably the fucking biggest loogie ever spit on film. And it was just great. It was just, I know that sounds like anyone didn't see it, but that spit at the end just showed your disgust with what he had said. It was great.
His spit was better than my whole acting, period.
Yeah.
Just his spit.
One more thing. This is Rich Voss from White Boys in the Hood, Showtime at the Apollo. If you're in Atlantic City tomorrow, I'll be at Trump Marina if you want to come by.
That's true,
Trump
yes.
Marina.
Exactly.
Man,
you hear the silence?
I'm having my annual
coming.
black party tomorrow out here in Jersey, so my family and stuff, we're going to be on the block doing the round the way thing.
Word.
Hey, Michael, I know you're a big star, but you would fit in perfectly with the show. You got to come by and hang with us one day.
No, seriously, man. Seriously, anytime you guys, whenever you guys want to fit me in, man, we work something out and I come up there. Yeah, come in person. You know what I mean? Now, mind you, I hope you can smoke up there. I'll bring my kush now. We good?
Yeah, you can do what you want. We don't
have bosses right now. You can do whatever the fuck you want.
I'm only playing. I ain't gonna wire y'all like that.
All right, dude. Thanks for calling. It really meant a lot to hear from you, because I'm such a fan, and all the guys are fans.
That's cool,
and thank you so much for taking the time. We really appreciate it.
No doubt, man. Once again, Jimmy, happy birthday, man. God bless.
All right, thanks a lot, Michael.
All right, buddy.
There he goes, Michael K. Williams.
Yeah, Mike.
Omar from The Wire. How fucking cool is that,
great.
Jimmy?
That was the best fucking character on TV.
That was the shit.